Okay, we're good. Okay, well, hey, welcome back, everybody. How's everyone doing?
Stellar.
All right, so
Fantastic.
we've had a bit of a shit show today with our website, obviously for dice rolling going down. So if everyone just make sure you have gone into Gilded, you've clicked on the link to get into my Discord. There's a dice room there that everyone should have access to. Just type an exclamation roll space Y to make sure you can actually make a roll. And then we are going to move on from there. Oh, Lord, I hear it. Okay. Of course, when I changed to look at all that, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Superman. All right, everyone's good. All right, so where did we leave off last time? Back at no space between the exclamation point and the roll.
It rolled your other one. You guys just rolled at the same time.
There you go. We left off last time.
I can flee, but it's
the group had
storytelling
chased
game, so
a
I probably won't be talking.
band
about
of wannabe
Not to
pirates
chat
that had
directly
stolen from an acquaintance of yours. Chased them to the moon orbiting Arcanus. Once you found them, you kind of snuck up on them really, really well. They might have heard you approach, but they definitely didn't see which direction you were going to be coming from. And immediately, Griebach decided to go with the shock and awe, and definitely was some shock and awe. Might have been on his side, but where we left off, though, you guys have taken out the group. 3 of them are dead. There were 4 originally, 4 humans. 3 of them are dead. One of which has a hole in his head. One of which has no head. One of which I think just got killed. Or no, got sliced in the back, if I remember right. Now that I think about it, and the last of which is now bound up and has been dragged over to their starship.
Naked.
What do you guys want to do?
Did I get the deal already, or am I still out?
Oh yeah, no medical stuff's been done yet.
All right, yeah. So I'm just
I'm gonna highly suggest we explore some healing now that you guys are not immediately under threat.
Are all the wounded people still like where they fell, basically?
Griebach's the only one who went down. The rest of us are
No, Doggo got shot pretty good too.
Yeah.
He's probably laying behind the ship.
I'm not dead, like unconscious, so I'm still up.
So
You got
G
covered
just
in
like
brains.
casually walks up and like begrudgingly kneels down to Greybach and takes out the med pack. I suppose you want me to heal you now, and starts like working on Greybach.
I suppose.
Okay.
Love it.
So it's the difficulty check, obviously, to heal somebody that has reached their wound threshold is going to be 3 purple. So go ahead and make a medicine check with 3 purple.
Oh, we
So
forgot.
I just do like P.
Yeah,
And then-
3 P.
Okay. 3
And
P,
then
and
you-
then I medicine.
Oh, G for green.
Do we need to do destiny points?
We'll get there. I want to get this part of it done, and then we'll actually it makes sense in case you guys want to use them. What do we do for exclamation roll destiny? I think roll space destiny. It's been a while since we used this dice bot, so bear with us.
Shit,
Oh, that ain't right.
It's just
that was
Oh, it's W. No, because it
no.
it doesn't add it to a pool, doesn't it? What was I did this before? Destiny. It's just Destiny. Okay. Destiny roll. That's right. Destiny space roll.
Oh.
That's right. Oh, it's.
I see your check, by the way, so you're fine.
I don't like all this darkness. This is stacked.
Holy crap.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
What does that
Okay,
mean?
so our destiny is
Hold on, mine's coming through.
okay.
All right.
All right, we got 3 light, 4 dark.
What's his name?
I don't remember how to actually flip this, but that's good to know. As far as your check goes, you're able to heal you're able to heal Griebach for 1 wound based off that, and take a system strain to do it. All right, Griebach, you are now conscious.
With
Yay!
one, with 11, with Sina,
Can I do a discipline check to recover strain?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody wants to do a discipline check to recover their strain that they spent in the encounter, now's the time to do it.
So Griebach whips out a stim pack and jams it into his leg. I think like with those, I don't think it's a check, right? You just use it.
No, it's like 5, I think, the first time, 4 the next, and then
Yeah.
you just go down, right?
Oh, that.
There you go.
She's walking around asking, is anyone else mortally wounded? Anybody else require medical assistance?
Griebach like throws the like used stim pack on the ground and like crunches it a little bit. I see that. He's a little bit grumpy.
For those of
Hold
you
on.
looking to recover strain, you can use either discipline or cool, which is basically like your willpower or your presence, whichever one is better, in order to make that roll. All right, so Duke, did yours just cancel out completely? Yeah.
Straight canceled out. I'll
Okay.
stick with my strain. For those of you that are more medically inclined, my dashing rogue of a gunslinger is he's not dead, but he's definitely 3/4 dead.
Hmm.
He's been mostly dead.
So 4 successes on the
What's
check.
that roll, Vrena?
4 successes and misfortune.
What's the roll?
That's discipline.
Discipline. Okay. All right. So you take 4 strain back, and you get 4 strain back. We're gonna leave it at that. It'd be dumb to fucking like cost you a strain. To
You
get
stub
strain
your
back.
toe.
You stub your toe. Take a
Ow!
wound.
Shit! I kicked the guy that I'm dragging back to the ship.
If the guy on the
yeah.
ground bites you, you may or may not have rabies. You'll roll later
May
for
or
it.
may not have rabies. We'll find out next time.
So does Dice need medical attention? Because I've got that emergency med pack.
I mean, it would not go amiss.
All right. So she like shuffles over.
You can also do another medical check on Griebach in order to cure his critical wound or critical hit.
The first one didn't?
No, the first one is the heal.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll do that first. And 3 purple?
Your difficulty on your crit was what? 2 purple, I think? Griebach?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god! It literally took me about 5 minutes to figure out why the G and the P was for. Oh my lord! I'm sorry, guys.
Apparently, in your case, it's not for great and punctual.
The critical wound goes away. Griebach, take another wound. Take 2 more wounds. Unless you like, is there another way you'd rather spend that triumph? Or the not the triumph. Yeah, the triumph. Not you. You didn't roll it. Take a wound for the extra success.
Maybe that's
What
a
I
question for
can do with the wound.
So then I'm rolling for Dice's wounds. Is that still 2 purple?
What's you're at what 3/4 of your stuff is gone? Of your wounds? So yeah, that would be 2 purple.
Oh, are we remembering that I have the surgeon skill now?
No, we are not. So Griebach, take another wound back.
All right.
Yay, healing.
So, and should I take 2 from the triumph?
Yeah, just take those.
Okay.
Yeah, this will get easier once we are more familiar with it.
So that's 1 for dice.
Yeah. So you well, it's not really a success. It's kind of like a wash, but you can. You
But
give
1
him
for
strength.
surgeon.
Yeah. 1 for surgeon. Well, does it need to hit, or does it need to actually?
Good question.
1 for surgeon.
All right. Who else?
It
who
just
else has
says heals 1 additional wound per rank of surgeon when making a medicine check to help a character heal wounds.
Heals 1 additional. All right, fine. Dice, you get 1 back, and 1 strain. Who's next? Who's up? What about Doggo? Did we get 1 for Doggo or no?
I'm like waving and whimpering.
All right, go for it.
I gotta remember to grab that
Covered in
sound
brains.
2 purple. How injured is Doggo?
2 purple.
Yeah, it's I had about the same amount of health left
Okay, so you take 2.
as dice.
Okay, yeah, you get 2 wounds back, Doggo. Anybody else?
Yeah.
I'm just dragging.
Gar, I
bro.
don't think you took any damage. Is that correct? Teresa?
Teresa, can you hear us, Teresa? Hi,
I
friendo.
didn't hear
Did you
Teresa.
take
Now I
any
can.
damage?
Did I what?
Did you take any damage or strain?
No, I haven't taken
Okay.
it. I took strain. I took 4 strain.
Okay. What's higher on your character, your cool or your discipline?
They're both the same. They're both
Okay.
2.
Roll one of like. There's no reason not to roll one of them with 2 purple.
Oh, right. Well then.
All right. You recover 3 strain.
Oh, nice. So
And
down to
actually,
1.
yeah. For future rolls with that, do we? I don't even think we have to put a difficulty on that. Is that right? Like, I'm not seeing where. Why? I don't think we need to do 2 purple. So for those of you that rolled for strain recovery already, add. I'm looking. I think it was.
I'm already full.
Okay. Add. Take 2 more. All right. Cool. So everyone's healed up as much as they're going to get for this encounter. Now what?
Hi, I have this guy. He wants to talk, don't you, buddy? Kick him a little bit. He's also only in his boxers. Hogtied being drug. Yeah, I took his clothes. It's in my
What were
bag.
you doing while the rest of us were fighting?
Greenlock is walking over like, what's what I'm doing now? Like, why is this dude in his underwear?
He doesn't need it anymore. I do. And he's going to answer questions if he wants any of it back.
I see that.
A lot has happened since you got shot.
His best, I guess,
I look down at the guy on the ground and say, so this guy stripped you while the rest of us were fighting. I'd answer his questions before we find out what he's willing to do to people he really doesn't like.
Would you like to find out?
Have you asked him a question yet?
Who's inside?
He kind of looks up at you and he's just kind of like looking around. All this has happened within like the span of a good minute, right? Like it was a very quick fight. And he's just kind of looking around at you murder hobos. And he's just kind of like, what the hell?
Yeah,
my
that's cool.
boss is inside.
Yeah, who's your boss? Oh, okay. I'd like to kick him in the face.
All right, make a coercion roll against his let's see. Against his discipline.
Can Greenlock kind of like menace him with his blaster pistol a little bit, like to assist?
Sure, add a blue. The difficulty
Ask you
is
now.
gonna be
This is
1
the most
purple.
amazing scene in my head right now. It's great.
Oh, wait, let's roll that. Roll. BGG.
Blue is B. Okay.
All results are canceled out because I rolled a bunch
He's
of
like,
things.
he goes, "Ow! I'm not telling you shit."
Oh,
Okay.
that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to brandish my vibro knife. Like, there's not a whole lot of room between me and I just look down at his boxers.
All right.
Oh my
kind
lord.
of he kind of looks around at his dead friends, and he kind of looks up at you, and he's like, "You know what? Shit's already as bad as it could possibly get. Have at him."
You could walk away with your life if you would like. I just want to know who's in there. Who is in that building right now? Pointing at the other two dead guys. You don't have to end up like that. This is a choice you get to make.
So, what I'll say is this: I don't want to let you make if you fail a certain roll, like coercion.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to immediately go right into another coercion roll, right?
Okay.
If you kind of shift this into more of like a charm situation, the issue is he's tied up. So let's look at it like this.
I'm just gonna drag him to the ship. No, it's fine. I'm gonna drag him to the ship. I'm just gonna drag him to the ship. Continue to drag his balls across the ground.
Okay. Ow! 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 Jesus Christ, man! Ow!
Didn't have to be this way.
Basquina.
Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna say, here, let me see if one of these guys knows, and I'm gonna walk over to one of the dead bodies and like prop him up and be like, "So, who's inside?" And then moving his chin, "I really don't know."
That's super helpful.
Basquina. I'm like pointing at what Ed is doing while this is happening. Like, this is Basquina. You want to be
anybody else?
Yeah, would you?
Anyone else want to do something terrifying and vaguely crime against various?
This guy is obviously no longer intimidated by the tiny little Bothan that's manhandling him to the ship.
So he has taken out the most menacing looking medical supplies like syringes and scalpels. Does he require additional persuasion?
He sure does.
He does.
Sure does.
You
You know
feel
what
free
else?
to make a 1 purple coercion check. G unit.
Coercion. Oh wow, that's not good. Anybody want to help me out?
Absolutely.
I've got 1 green.
What else being creepy?
I yell into the ship and say, yeah, make sure to start with something he doesn't need right away.
Oh yeah, you can totally start taking off his toes one by one.
All right. So he's like, get the droid away from me. Okay. All right. Listen. All right. Seriously.
I've been
enough,
listening.
All right.
I've been listening.
My boss, his name is Orar. If I'll put it in chat if anyone wants to see it. Orar is in there with some Twi'lek that we hired to do some slicing. That's all that's in there. I swear to God, we were out here guarding the ship while they're in there doing the work. Doing the work. That's it.
So there's only 2 people in there.
Yeah.
That's it. Just 2 behind blast doors.
There's only 6 that came on the ship. So I'm 1. There's 3. Well, there's 2.5, and there's two left in there.
Cool. I think that's all we actually needed to know. So if you don't mind putting him under, you can wake up. That's fine. We're not going to kill you, but we don't want you to be talky for.
Yeah, so I'll give you.
But we might kill you if you.
There's a sedative in the kit, right?
Yeah, he's yeah, that's fine. He's tied up. He's not going to be able to really fight you on it. So we'll say that he is unconscious.
I look at Griebach and while I'm checking the ammunition in one of my blaster pistols, I said, "Well, shall we be dashing villains?" And start walking towards the cave mouth.
I just look at the 3 of you and are you guys still up for this? Are you okay? Everyone all right?
Basina.
I knew you would be. I knew it.
I have not yet begun to fight. Although, frankly, at this point, I feel like I kind of should have, but I have not yet begun to fight. I'll walk towards the cave mall.
All right, so you guys walk up to the cave entrance, and the way this was set up is you had this system patrol craft, which is basically a glorified it's a system patrol craft, so it's got a very minimal weaponry. But it was I don't know why I'm going into that. It's not important right now. The ship is set up to where it can you have quick access from the ship right into this cave. Kind of follows a little bit of around a little bit of a bend. You still have natural cave, and then once you get farther down into it, maybe about 10, 15 feet, you run into pretty much a steel door. It's built directly into the rock face. It is currently closed. What do you want to do?
I knock.
Okay, you knock on the door. You can tell it's a very solid door. There is no answer.
Can I check to see if the door is trapped?
Yeah, you can roll perception. We'll say nothing really threatening you out here. Let's do 1 purple to give it a good look-see.
All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Okay, so there's no traps per se. What you can see from where you're at is there is a camera kind of recessed above the door looking down on the entrance. And that it is, after kind of like feeling around and looking, you can tell it's barred from the inside. So what this tells you is that whoever is inside, if they happen to be looking at this camera, they can see you, and the door is locked.
Can I ask, is this door, what kind of, like, does it got like handles? Does it got a window? Like, does it have bars on it? Is there anything, like, what I really want to know, is there anything that, like, I could tie something to?
Amazing.
It's a flush door in the sense of like there's nothing immediate structurally sound enough to the door. If you guys took some time, you might be able to find a way to attach something to it and be able to pull it out of its mooring, so to speak, which is what I think you're going for. But it would take you some time and some serious mechanics work to figure it out.
Would a couple
Serious
of well-placed
mechanics,
blaster
what you say?
shots at different architectural points open something that we could then like get a rope through?
Is it locked?
Well, all right. So let me finish up real quick because I kind of got off it for Terry. It's from what you can tell, it's airtight. That's important here, right? Like there's no real way to kind of like see or gauge what's on the other side of this door.
Okay. But presumably with some time and effort, we could fix something.
Could, but and again, to answer Ed's follow-up question, it is a blast capable door. It's a door that would withstand fire, like a punishment.
This is not a makeshift door. This was hermetically sealed into the mountainside.
Yes.
Okay. Is there an external locking mechanism that I can see that I could potentially try to maneuver my way through, or one of the more computer-oriented ones could?
No.
Is there a mechanical lock on the outside I could see that I could work?
There is no control mechanism on the outside of this that you can see, other than the camera.
I wave at
Oh,
the
there's
camera.
a camera?
It kind of pans down to you.
I wave at the camera.
The ship has guns, right?
Yes.
I wave my blaster carbine that's, that I got, and I'm like, hey! Open the door!
Hey, where's our prisoner?
Unconscious.
I can go get him if you'd like.
on the ship.
No, I really.
I knock again, and at the top of my lungs, I yell towards the door. Do you have any more guys we can shoot at? We really appreciate the blaster carbines. We'd like more gear, please.
Brainoff, I want you to make a knowledge lore check. 1 purple.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you guys are relaying everything you've kind of learned about the door to everybody as they're kind of gathering around, right? Okay. Okay,
Double
so
success.
you haven't been on very many archaeological digs in your short lifespan thus far, but you do realize that if there's anybody inside, and as there's proven to be now that they've panned the camera down, so the guy's obviously telling the truth about that. There's somebody in there. If that's a hermetically sealed door, or if it's an airtight door, they're probably going to be running out of oxygen. So one of two things is probably true with this. Either there's probably another way in where air's getting in, right?
Mhm.
Or you might just have to wait him out.
Well, we could. Wait, is there an obvious microphone attached to camera?
No, perception check would have. It's just video.
It's just video.
You're like looking at the camera, Kyle. Sorry, Reno. Like Greebox sees this focus on the camera, and he like looks at it, and he waves, and then he pulls his blaster out and shoots it.
Okay, camera is now destroyed.
All right. Well, now that we're alone,
Husky.
so they're either coming through this way or they've got another out. One of the two. Have two ships at our disposal. I don't know where the other entrance might be. Does anyone know anything about this moon?
Did we check their ship for what we're here for? Maybe this is a naive question, but like, oh, what we need is right here. Fuck you, assholes. Have fun on your fucking moon bunker. Bye.
We did not check the ship. I think we just put the naked guy
I
in
think we
there.
would have seen a giant safe.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. You were pretty busy with the guy's trousers.
While
You might have
everyone
been
is
distracted.
checking out this door, Greenback said, "That's good. I better see that." And he like just trots off towards the ship.
Okay. Yeah, you guys basically got the door open, and then the person who got the door open immediately looked down, saw a blaster, and then shot somebody's head off with it. So, like, that's as far as you got.
And then we just threw the guy in there when we're done with him.
Yeah, you guys just throw the guy. When you have access to the door controls now, so you could have locked him in there if you wanted, but whatever. Yeah, there's nothing on the ship that looks like you see some drag marks. Like they obviously dragged something pretty heavy out of it.
Okay.
Are
Are there
there
any
similar tracks of like that at this door?
Yes. Yeah, it went like it got dragged in. It's kind of obscured because people have been walking around. But yeah, you have every reason to expect whatever got dragged.
gander through the ship if there's any like really long chains or cables that I might be able to get my hands on?
So you see a couple of like holding cells in like the ship. It's a very Spartan ship. There's not really a whole lot here. You basically have a pilot's cockpit, you have some holding cells, and you have a couple jump seats for other people.
Wait, if that dude is not, if he's not in one of them holding cells already, I'm gonna put him in one.
Okay.
Lock him in there.
Can-
And I want to go check the cockpit controls and just make sure that it's locked down enough that I feel like is there, like if I can pull the keys out of the ignition or some kind of equivalent, like lock the controls out with this key sequence. I don't know.
So funny you should mention that. They are locked to the point where you can't access them.
Okay, so I wanted to take the key out. The key is not in it.
The key is not. Well, yeah, for all intents and purposes, yes.
I see that. Okay.
When we go back outside, can I roll a survival check to look for tracks, like footprints to maybe
Sure.
possible another entrance?
Yeah, I don't even know that would necessarily be. Yeah, let's do a survival. That's fine. So you're basically going to be scouting the area around this and see what you can find out. Yeah, let's do that.
Do purple.
Again, well, honestly, nothing really is causing you any detriment here. You can do 2 purple. That's fine. Take a strain. How's that?
Sure.
You look really hard.
All right. So you notice, obviously, there's some dust has been kicked up due to this battle, and the area right around the door, between the door and the ship, is very disheveled because of all your guys moving around. You spend some time just kind of looking around while everyone else is kind of meandering around, waving and shooting cameras and stuff. And you notice one set of footprints that kind of leads off around the lip of where the cave entrance is and just kind of appears to meander up the hill.
Interesting.
That's the only set of tracks you can see leading away from the door, and isn't contained in this little area.
Okay. So I'll go back to camp, find all the people there. Like, hey guys, we have some tracks, some interesting tracks that I'd like to follow. I don't think we should all go, but what do you think? Follow these tracks, see if they lead somewhere to a possible back entrance. Someone should probably stay here with the prisoner / front door.
I definitely agree with this assessment. Have some
The-
Well,
class.
I feel that I have
That's-
a great rapport with the person inside, so I feel like I should definitely follow the tracks and see, just to introduce myself.
Grubach comes back far enough to let them know that the dude is secured in the cell.
Cool. All right. So do you guys know who's going to follow the tracks? Who's not? We'll just follow them to their conclusion, unless anybody wants to, do anything on the way. Okay.
I just want to say we should probably leave a pilot who can point the guns on the ship at the entrance of the cave while we're gone, in case.
I'll stay then.
Does the ship have guns? Our ship?
Minimal-
It does.
minimal
It does.
guns.
It's simple
Good
guns.
enough
It's-
for shooting people, though, I'm sure.
yeah,
Can we
it's-
shoot the guns without with the cockpit
Yeah.
keys not being in them?
You can't move this ship right now, currently. Well, I will say that you could make a computer check to
Hey,
try to
Grubach,
break
you're
into.
staying with the ship.
Well, everyone, who's going up the hill? Let's show of hands.
I would like to go up the hill.
Doctor,
Teresa raises
you-
her hand that you can't see.
Lisa.
Also,
Oh yeah.
All right.
let those 4 go. Doggo's
Okay.
got points in piloting.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Grubach
So,
has the keys.
Brainoff, are you going to stay back, or are you going to just
No,
basically be like, hey,
I'm gonna follow the
go.
tracks. I'm gonna lead the
Okay.
tracks. Yeah. Got that.
Like,
All right, cool.
Grubach and Doggo are like sharing some kind of like snack treat or something, like trail mix.
so we're going to leave the trigger happy Rhodian and the puppy dog. Got it. Understood. So it'll be fun. You guys follow these tracks. It doesn't take long, maybe 10, 15 minutes. It is a hike, but basically you get to a point on this hill where you can kind of look down. It's flattened off to the point where you couldn't have seen it from down where the ship is, but you can kind of like walk up to the ledge and you could see maybe a quarter mile away. You can kind of see the ship down there in the cave entrance. Quarter mile is probably a bit far. A few hundred feet, let's put it that way. What you see is recessed in the rock and kind of buried a little bit is an antenna, along with what looks to be a rudimentary ventilation shaft. Grate covering it, fan spinning at the top of it. Not extremely fast, but fast.
Okay, so there's an antenna. Teresa, would you mind taking a look at that over there and figuring out what that does?
Sure.
Okay. Make me a. Are you looking from like a mechanical standpoint? Like, what is this used for, kind of thing?
Okay. Is it a transmitter? Is it a scanner? What is it?
Okay. Make a 2 purple mechanics check for me, Teresa.
All right.
It turns out to be AM FM. We're really in trouble.
You said 2 purple?
Hooray! Success.
Okay. Take a strain. You can after kind of fiddling with it and looking around, you can tell a couple of different things. One, this is a transmitter. Transmitter and a receiver. So this is a comm array. It is line of sight, but the antenna is long enough that it looks like it might just be kind of beaming out into deep space. Hard to say. without knowing what kind of like the software of it, or if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
But it's a standard line of sight comm array.
Okay. Yo, it's a standard.
Yo, got that. All right. So,
Standard one.
so at this entrance, is there like another door? Like, what do we see at this back entrance?
No, so the only thing you see here is the comm, like the antenna for the comm array, and you see the ventilation shaft that you would be able to discern probably leads down into this place.
Okay, so that's where that's being oxygen. Got it. All right. So
Is anyone in like our little troop that came there good with mechanics?
that would
Yes.
be
That is I.
So I have the medical kit, which has a sedative.
Mhm.
If we can mechanics a way to release that into the ventilation system, we can knock these guys out.
Ooh.
I
like the way you think.
but I still think we have to get in.
True.
That is an important step.
We still have to get in.
Knock them all out and leave. They wake up 2 days later, like, what the fuck?
See,
Well, maybe they open the door looking for some fresh air.
You could have just brought the dog up, had him breathe down there. I mean,
Do either
Rude.
Griebach or Doggo have a short range comlink? Ah, shit.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
We're just sitting there chilling on the ship, having.
Does
great
anyone
news.
in our party have a short range comlink?
nope.
I think I have one built in. Do droids have one built in? I thought I read that.
I've got 2 guns, one for each of them.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, you are completely cut off from that. That's adorable.
Okay, I'm gonna walk back to the ship and configure the fucking overhead speaker in the ship to hear what we have to say.
Do you have a comm link? Does anyone?
I have a
your-
comlink. All we needed was one other.
Can I check if any of the dudes, any of these guards that were out here that we killed, do any of them have comlinks?
I mean, you can check. Yeah. Well, let's say you found a comm link.
Okay.
Hey, buddy, how's it going? So we have a couple of different options here. We can either invade the base with a ventilation system, or we can try and smoke them out with the sedative fog, and they would probably come running to you. You guys feel up for a challenge? You know, it's
Doggo's
comlink.
face.
I can't see that.
Doggo's like,
Basina puna Pasca Scaliwanga.
Somebody
Tell
fucking
him
says-
McClunky.
I'm gonna reach over and try to pull the comlink from him.
okay.
Bascuna dog. And okay.
I got like 2 words. I'm like, I don't know.
What's going on?
I'm gonna stare blankly at dice. So we can fog them out and send them your way, or we can go in the back door. Choices.
I mean, I'm hurting right now a little bit still. Like, I'm trying to, yeah. Nope. Back door it is. That's you guys, man. And like I'm flustered and trying not to show that I'm scared or anything, but like,
Aw.
Wounded
yeah,
dog.
I just took a fucking
You
like
did.
blaster to the chest.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Is there any can I rummage around the ship and look for a stim pack?
Roll a D100.
All right.
You find 2 stim packs.
You find 2
Nice.
impacts.
I come back and top on the doggo.
All right.
Actually, do
Is
you
that
need-
just 5?
Yep. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
And the second one will do 4 if you need that.
So the one concern I have with this fogging plan is how are we turning the sedative into an aerosol?
I'm like, you could figure it out, like with mechanics check.
Are
Like,
there any like? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
anyways,
I don't want to
so
give you
no
guys
problem.
answers. Like that's not fun for me.
How big is
I'm
the
gonna
air
use
shaft?
both.
Oh, how big is the air shaft?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an air shaft, so it would need to be big enough to be able to like do maintenance on it, right? So it's enough to you could fit into it if you needed
Person
to.
could fit into it.
That's good.
Um,
I was gonna ask if there's any like shrubbery or downed trees around that we might set fire to and just smoke them out the old-fashioned way so that they're disoriented and they're breathing a bunch of smoke and trying to get out of it.
There's a rather large bush near where you got shot, covered in your blood. That you stepped out around of.
I'm gonna go pick that bush up, cut blood and all, just yank that motherfucker right out of the roots.
So while we're all sort of like bandying about trying to figure out the best way to wage psychological warfare on these two people who really haven't done us any wrong yet, I have the striking realization that there is a point-to-point space antenna there, and these people could be like, "Yo, there's some people that are fucking with us. Can you send the rest of the platoon?" And so I like walk over to the antenna and start trying to find a way to turn it off. And if I can't do that, I'm going to shoot it.
I was gonna say there's
The old-fashioned way.
Mechanics told you what it is. Here's your choice. Mechanics will let you turn it off. Computers will let you possibly tap into, like, let's say a remote maintenance, a maintenance like terminal that's on it. It would be locked down, but it's up to you. Whatever you guys want to try.
Is the G unit still over with us by the air shaft?
Yeah.
It's like, Gina, there's a lot of buttons on this thing, and there's a lot of shiny lights. I'm much more with the talkie shooty. Can you do the button pokey?
yeah, I'll talk to the
All right,
computer.
let's call it a 2 purple difficulty.
Great success.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Take a system strain, or whatever your droid. I'm gonna call it system strain because I think that sounds better.
You damaged your firewall. Run
You
Edward.
damaged your firewall. You're able to determine that whoever is inside has been doing exactly that and attempting to call for help. You're able to hear the last little bits of their message because it's basically you've stopped that from going out, and you are now able to hear them. And should you choose, they can now hear you. Basically, the tail end of their message said, "Send everybody! They're freaking insane!"
Greenbox should just about now be getting up to the top of the hill with this bush.
Throw it in.
So I'm going to speak to them through I don't know what to call it, through their antenna system, and tell them something to the effect that you have 60 seconds until we fumigate your ventilation system. This is your only warning.
I'm gonna go
Please
over to
evacuate
Greenbach and
immediately.
try to start
You
the
make
fire
it
in the
even Rodian
ventilation
blood.
shaft.
And after she says that, I feel like we should just disable the antenna at that point, so that's the last thing they hear, because that's some cold as ice things. So, would you like to do the honors, or I mean, target practice is always fun for me.
So they
I mean, I
responded.
got 5 successes. Can we just say I did it?
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
I
if you
sent that
want,
message
you
and
want
then
to say
killed
that
it.
and then immediately just cut off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what happens.
We're starting fires. We're already on it.
Oh, there's a
Start
5. I just saw the
fires.
Simpsons.
So I'm gonna toss the bush down and then I'm gonna run back down to
Yeah,
my
I was
spot.
gonna say, if you guys light it on fire now, you realize Doggo's the only one down.
Yeah, that's okay. He's got a ship
Okay.
pointing at the door.
No, he doesn't. He's got a ship that's pointed away from the door. That
Did
he
you
can't pilot.
did you leave him the key?
There is
So
no
never
key.
had
The key's in the
There's no
cave.
key. It's locked.
on the way back to the
Just
ship,
get into it.
Greenlock stops and like looks. Do any of these guys? What happened with the blaster carbines? Did all of them get picked up? Are there some still laying on the ground here? That could...
I
Yeah,
only
3
have
corpses
one.
are just chilling on the ground. at the moment.
I'm gonna chuck you the one that I'm holding.
Pasquita. He like.
I'm
So-
running with you also.
All right, sweet. He like. Greenlock
So
is. He looks right with his blaster carbine.
so as soon as we get there, I want to look inside the cave. Are they outside?
So let's talk about what happens on top first. So
Uh-oh.
the people that are left on top, what are you guys doing? Somebody brought some shrubbery up to you.
We lit it on fire and threw it in the vent.
We
We did that. That's already happened.
Yeah, I think that we built a big bonfire right at the air recycler, right where it's pulling air in, and then lit it up so
Yeah.
that it's
Okay.
it's pulling nothing but like toxic Rhodian blood smoke into the cave.
Okay.
You're into the cave now.
All right. At this point, with them, you can hear like from up top. Those of you that are left top, after a few seconds, you start hearing the coughing. You hear the cursing, and you just hear some scuffling. That's all you really hear. Now, I'm going to say this thing's large enough that basically what you ended up doing is you took this bush, you lit it on fire. We won't talk about how.
Or just shoot it with the blaster. It's fine.
And if you basically pried off the top of this thing and threw it down there. During the course that you can see, it's not like a straight shot. It is a little bit of an angled, shaft that goes down. You can see before you threw it, you saw the light at the other end of it. It's not too terribly far, but you hear, like literally the only air intake now is smoke. You hear the scuffling, everything that's happening. Do you guys want to do anything else? Because you're not going to be able to determine what you can't really see what they're doing from where you are. You know what I mean?
No, I want to head back to the cave opening.
Okay. Doggo, being the only person that is there when this happens, I'm guessing you're sitting on the ship right now? What are you doing? Okay.
I was looking around for the Rhodian. Like, I had no idea what was going on.
Didn't even know they left.
Like, it just went running, and I've been, like, looking around.
On board the ship? Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't notice then, because again, it's around a bend and kind of recessed in this little cave, that the door starts to open. I want you to roll vigilance for me. And they're going to roll vigilance as well, because...
Wait, what's my roll for vigilance? Okay. Ooh.
Ruh-roh. We have initiative again.
And it's 1 green, right?
Whatever yours is, it should be your willpower if you don't have any ranks in it. Yeah. They obviously did not expect to get smoked out. Jesus. All right.
Where's my willpower? Where's
willpower is one of your characteristics.
Like the 5th one over.
Oh, yeah, it's 1.
That's the one that we may have advised him not to worry too much about.
Oops.
So 0.2.
Success anyway, doggo.
Nice. All right. So one's going to act before you. The other one acts after. So give me 1 second. Doggo, you are 1.1. PC. SJ is fucking 3. Yeah. It's 0.1. All right. Okay. You're kind of like hanging out and you happen to go back down to the cargo bay on board the ship where these holding cells are, and you're just double checking your prisoner and everything. And this is when you notice that there is a human male with blaster drawn and a Twi'lek with no weapon drawn, kind of just like stumbling out of the cave entrance towards you. You kind of see each other around the same time. And they stop. They're coughing because you obviously you don't know what happened up top, or maybe I don't know. You saw
no idea.
Run away with a bush. All of a sudden, you see these people that you haven't seen before come running at you. One of them is going to take a shot at you. Like, I don't see why I would do it. I'm going to give him a black because He just ran out of smoke and he's coughing, so we're going to call that he's a little bit disoriented on that.
Smoke inhalation. Bad. It's bad.
This guy. All right, so he misses.
Good.
All right.
He misses in such a way. Good. So basically, I didn't even do the black one on. What's black? Is it S for setback? Yeah. All right, so that's 3 advantages then. His blaster shot just kind of goes by your head, hits like and sparks off the cargo bay around you. I'm gonna call it his advantages. It kind of makes you cringe. I want you to take 1 strain, and you're gonna get a black on your next combat check for being just kind of like dazed by this shot. Okay.
All right.
What does it say? It's gonna take you a minute for the light to
I haven't heard
adjust.
from him. Where did he send me the message at?
Does it go to me?
Yeah, it goes to you.
All right. I had one of those. I grabbed the rifle, the one that shot me, right?
Okay,
What
so the
what
one
we're
DM me
talking
on
about.
Discord, Flank.
The
I'm a
one that
little
shot you
preoccupied right now.
is the one that
Wait,
kept
hit me
having
up on
issues
Discord.
with
We'll
his
sort it
rifle.
out.
That's why you were able to kind of get up and melee him. I've got that one marked down as it's busted. So you currently do not have a blaster. You don't have a working blaster carbine.
Okay. I do have my pistol, so I'm gonna take a shot
Okay.
at the
So
one
that's-
that shot at me.
It's going to be the
Like,
2
okay.
full with 1 black. No, I'm sorry, 1 purple, 2 black, or 1 purple, 1 black.
Okay, so it'd be all the green and then 2 P's and 1 B in the same roll.
1 S.
1 S, sorry. Roll 2.
After he makes this roll, if everyone else wants to roll their actually let's do the last NPC and then you guys can all roll your cool. But all right, so you hit. What's the damage on the weapon?
6.
Are you shooting at the one that shot at you, or are you shooting
Yeah,
at
the one that shot at me.
okay. Damage is 6, so that's 8 minus so good. Okay. What do you want to do with your advantages?
Oh shit, I don't have those pages up. Am I able to save it for now?
With 2, you could give yourself a blue to your next combat, your next check.
I'll take a blue.
Okay. Everyone else, I want you to roll cool. We're gonna give the last dude his action. All right. So you're hit. You wing this guy that shot at you, and you hear him grunt. He kind of falls down to a little like a knee a little bit. He's obviously not out of the fight, but you definitely hurt him. His partner, seeing like this exchange of blaster fire, kind of immediately just like is shaken out of whatever has caused him to escape or exit this cave in the manner that he has. He goes and he pulls his gun and he takes a shot. I'm going to give him 2 blacks, 1 for the smoke and 1 for just not being a very combat oriented kind of person and being a little afraid of this current situation.
He's a scared.
He's a little terrified, yes. All right, so he misses you as well, and he
Okay.
is to take a strain for his.
She's gonna end up with a headache.
Yes,
Ping,
Wait,
ping, ping.
doesn't
Oh,
the guy who
God.
shot take a strain?
Okay, so when we're doing initiative, this is how I want you guys to read it for me. Because so rather than me having to go look for it, number of successes dot or points and then number of advantages. Does that make sense? So like if it's 3 successes and 1 advantage, it's going to be 3.1. Does that make sense? So these are cools. What is your cool, Rainoff?
Roll. 1.2.
1.2. Yep. Okay. Next is Terry. Reebok? 4.
4.0.
Okay, perfect. Dice.
1.0.
Okay. G-Unit.
Sorry, 1.1.
Teresa.
3.0.
So now I'm going to add you guys in to the existing pool. Perfect. Okay. So the way combat works is it doesn't have to go in the order of Reebok rolled a 4. He doesn't have to go first.
Mm-hmm.
It's a player character slot. Okay. You guys get to decide who goes first, who goes second, who goes third. The order is 1 PC goes, then 1 NPC, then all of the rest of you, then the last NPC. On that note, everybody has made it back down the hill. You guys have seen blaster shots coming out of the ship and into the ship.
Question. Is there any kind of rocky outcrop where one could be above the cave opening?
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't have had to follow the path.
I'm just wondering if I could be above the cave opening.
Yeah. I would
Okay.
say you take your move if you want to take your movement to kind of break off and
I'm
go.
gonna do that and pull something out of my bag. That's all.
Okay. 1 maneuver to manage gear. So whatever you pull out of your gear, that's 1. Take a strain or take 2 strain to do your second maneuver to go above the cave entrance. 2 maneuvers. Yep. All right, you are now above the cave entrance behind these individuals. NPC is next. He is going to be shooting at. He hasn't seen the rest of you, so he's going to be shooting again at Mr. Doggo. All right. You take 9 damage minus your soak, Doggo.
Christ on a stick. Do they have carbine rifles too?
No.
Oh.
Just got very, very lucky with that particular shot. Poor
Okay.
doggo.
Isn't that man's in smoke?
Was?
No, they're out of it now. They took blacks in their first shots for like dealing with the smoke, but the fight wised them up, so to speak.
Reebok,
Uh,
do you have a thermal detonator somewhere?
Are you still conscious?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we have the rest of you. Vranov's already done his. Like Vranov, do you want to take an action because you've taken your 2 maneuvers?
I
If you
didn't.
don't,
I just wanted to be in position.
okay, then take your strain back. My fault. You can use your action to get a free maneuver. Next. Next. Anybody?
Who's that go to?
Whoever they.
All of you. The other 5.
Oh, so let's pick one.
I'm gonna double draw my pistols and shoot at the guy shooting the doggo.
Perfect. And you can draw 2 weapons as incidental now.
Yep. And so I'm gonna use I'm gonna use improved quick draw to pull both weapons, and then I'm gonna double aim for a strain.
All right. Perfect.
And
Sure.
so they have acted. So this is roll. And so this is short range. So this is 1 purple.
And which one are you shooting at? Let's call them human Twi'lek for now.
I'm shooting at the human.
Okay.
And then against.
He's real shot.
Yeah, he got hit hard. Your second gun obviously misses. Take a strain for the threat. Your first shot, as you're comes barreling down this hill, you hit this guy square, pretty much in the side of his torso. For 5. What's the damage on your gun?
6.
So that's 11 minus his soak. God damn. 11 minus his soak.
That could have been you, doggo.
He is definitely hurting, but very, very badly. He is not a happy camper. If he were a doggo, he would be whimpering right now.
But he is not a doggo, and we don't care about his feelings. Because he's shooting at doggo.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
All right, I will whip out my carbine that I've been carrying around and yell at them, "Oi, nerf herders!" and shoot at the Twi'lek.
Nerve herders. Okay. Drawing the carbine is your maneuver. You're at short range. Go ahead and take your shot. 1 purple.
Oh God, please tell me that has a stun setting.
I mean, it
Carbines, yes, they do have a stun setting.
does.
Are you using the stun setting or are you not using the stun setting?
On the Twi'lek?
I guess I'll use the stun setting.
I mean, don't let anyone.
You do,
I
you
mean,
boo-boo.
I mean, he doesn't.
Instead
do
of a
you,
purple,
boo.
I want you to roll it against a
Might be
red.
able to get
I'm going
more
to use a destiny point.
Okay, so wait, what am I rolling now?
Against a red. How do I
Stun
flip
pur-
destiny
stun
again,
purple
Perry?
to red.
I think you just do Destiny Dark.
All right, cool.
You don't have to use the stun setting. I just like capturing people.
Well, if you are in position.
You do what you
I
want.
assume.
Shoot him. Shoot him right in his dumb face.
The force makes you sneeze right before you pull the trigger. That's what the destiny point is.
All right, so is it red for?
Yeah,
is it just
red
R?
for your difficulty. So just 1 R. Yeah.
Okay.
Get shot, son.
What's the damage on the carbine?
Oh no. Okay. The damage is 10.
All right, so you do 11 damage minus the soak.
Oh yeah, no, it's 10 because it's jury rig.
The Twi'lek gets hit also in the side of his torso and cries out in massive amounts of pain. Yeah, he's hurt as well. Pretty much. Pretty much. Very, very much. You have 2 advantages.
Shooting at Dargo.
You have 2 advantages to spend. What would you like to do?
I would like to assist? Can I throw them at the next?
You can absolutely do that. You can throw it at you can do a couple different things. You can give it to the next person.
Give it
Mhm.
to
Um,
Greebach.
You can give it to a targeted person. You can make one of the enemies get a black on their next check. And also because it is an assist, well, it's not really an assist when you pass a blue for an advantage, is it? Is that what? No. Yeah. So those are your choices.
All right, so I'm gonna throw him to Greebach. He's in
Okay.
the group that needs to do it next, right?
So Greebach gets a blue on his next check.
Sweet.
All right. Who's next?
Seems like a good time to use that blue. So Greebach comes running, he was up on the hill. He comes running down with the blaster carbine. He looks over and sees that Doggo got shot. Like, oh no! And the dude who shot at Doggo is still up. Is that right?
We both got shot.
They
The
both got
dude who
shot, but
shot
I
at
think-
Doggo is still up. Yeah, they're both still up. Yes.
Okay. So the first dude, the combatant dude, the one who first shot Doggo is what I meant. I'm gonna Greebach comes running. He so I use one maneuver to move down there. I'll take a strain for a maneuver to aim and then take a shot.
Take your shot.
So-
One purple. Yeah, let's make it another red. Make it a red with your 2 blue.
Okay. And what is the difficulty?
One red.
1 red. You got it.
Guy is getting all kinds of shot up. He's dead.
And you said 2 blues?
Yes, 2 blues.
Yeah, one from your aim and one from confetti.
Teresa. Yeah.
All right, that man is very dead.
Bascuna!
So, having been winged already pretty substantially, your blaster, he kind of turns from that first shot before he can really do anything about it. Your blaster shot immediately just follows up with it.
Yeah,
hits him right in
Kirby's
the
definitely
forehead,
shot
and goes
again.
down. He just comes down to his knees and
Ouch.
falls face
Ouch,
first
the feeling.
into the dust, big old dust plume. It's probably a very good thing too, because you notice as he falls over, a little round thing just kind of rolls out of his hand on the ground.
Oh.
Is it beeping and making noise, or does it look like
Oh,
it's
Find out your next round. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, jeez.
I think Becca's left.
Yeah, so
Um,
G hasn't gone. Is it beeping and making noise?
Is it beeping and making
No,
noise?
Right. Kind of important to know, man.
Is it?
It is not. No, it does not look
Okay,
active.
okay.
From where you
So speech is just like a free action, right?
speech is an incidental, yeah.
Okay, so I see the other guy and I'm holding up my blaster. Do you surrender?
Oh,
Make a 1 purple coercion check.
If she does it in her best robot voice, will you give her an extra blue?
Yes.
Do you surrender?
All right, you get a point.
love it.
All right, I'm gonna flip a point too.
Okay. So just do Destiny Light. And make it you didn't flip the point. Why didn't you flip the point? I'm confused.
Good.
Oh, did I miss another blue? Okay. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah, he throws his weapon down and he cries out. He's like, "Yeah, I hope one of you's a doctor."
It's funny you should say that.
Nope, not a single one of us.
All right. So that's it. That's another encounter. If anyone wants to do their discipline cool check to recover strain, feel free. We could do the medical checks again as well.
Well, G's gonna go over and help Doggo.
Yeah, Doggo's I think the only one who got hit. So I trust you guys on the strain
So,
things. Just make the rolls and get your strain back as you need to.
Grebo walks over to the dude that is shot
Canceled
and
out,
just
so I guess take one.
roll him over with my foot.
The guy you killed. That's the one you're just rolling over with your foot. Okay.
Yeah, like what's this dude got?
Okay, you're looking for what he's got. He in his hand you see a heavy blaster pistol. On his
What-
belt you see a stun grenade, and what rolled out of his other hand is a stun grenade. Both of them.
Yeah. Take those stun grenades.
Also, he has in a pocket an electronic lock breaker.
Fancy. You fancy, girl.
Basina? Like, does anybody want this?
And 27 credits.
27 credits.
What
What's
a
the skill
broke ass
activate
boss.
The electronic lock breaker. Is it a computer?
Ballerina! I come running back.
I think it helps with computer checks or skulldugger. I'd have to double check. But
Yeah, Grebo. You said he had a blaster pistol or
heavy blaster pistol.
a heavy blaster pistol. Okay. Yeah. Greenback brings back the heavy blaster pistol, the 2 stun grenades, and he's like, and the electronic lockbreaker, like, Basina, Barracuda.
I got stuff.
Is that door still open from when they came out?
Is that what?
The door's still
Yeah,
open.
doors open.
Okay. So I want to start heading that direction.
Okay.
Gonna jump off the cave.
So what are you guys gonna do with the twig?
Yeah.
Let's take care of him first.
I'm gonna walk right past him and walk inside.
Okay.
Greenback will take him to the ship and lock him in one of the other cells.
Okay. Are you guys gonna give him any kind of medical attention at all, or just gonna let him just suffer? No. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Lock him in a cell. Go for it.
Like, just
Stabilize
lead
him.
him-
That's
I
a whole.
mean,
Let's
I
go.
will leave that to the medic person if they truly desire
Greenback's being a
to.
little bit mean to this dude.
But
Yeah, I mean, G sees that he's not about to die this minute, so just take him.
Well, is he about to die this minute? Like, he screamed out for a doctor. Is he bleeding to death?
No, he's not bleeding to death.
Okay.
Is he
He's
just
just-
whining?
he's- Like, I want you to think about what a very, very pissed off, very injured Twi'lek would sound like. And that
cursing
needs to
up
be.
a storm.
I can create voices for this next time.
Probably cursing much cheese.
Screaming in your
Confetti
skull.
was talking right before I started talking over. Sorry.
Like it's that. All right, cool. So Griebach is taking him into the ship. Brainoff is heading straight into the cave. What's everyone else doing?
I'm getting treated by G Unit.
Okay. Did you make that roll yet?
I did. You take one. Do you still need a stim pack?
Yes.
Okay, then I give you a stim pack.
Can we
Yeah,
check
it's
the
gonna do
Twi'lek's
4.
pockets before we lock them in the cell to make sure they don't have, like, a lock breaker or a bomb or a small terrier?
I kind of had faith in you to take care of that.
All right. So you check the Twi'lek as Griebach is roughing him into a cell. You find on him a stun blaster. You also find slicer gear.
All right.
That is all you find. Okay. Fast forward to everyone going into the cave because there's not much else to do out here. We're gonna. Matter of fact, before we do that, can we say you guys loot the bodies that are around at this point because we've kind of been walking over them a few times, and you guys should be able to pick them up. All right. So what that means is this: one of them was already looted by Rainoff. I think you gave the blaster carbine to Griebach, correct? But you
Correct.
kept the vibro knife.
Correct.
Okay. You also kept the padded armor. I see that was in your backpack. You guys find 2 more working blaster carbines, one of which, matter of fact, I'm sorry, 1 more working because Confetti is using one of them. Altogether, there are 3 working blaster carbines. There are 3 sets of padded armor. There are, on each individual one, you find 90 credits, 94 credits, and 13 credits. And 3 more vibro knives. I'm sorry, vibro Kniffies.
Kniffies!
All right. Everybody is now looted thus far. as you guys enter this cave, and Vrinov, you're the first one in there. It kind of opens up. It's still kind of smoky, so you're kind of looking around. But after a while, you're able to kind of like air it out. We'll say after about an hour, you're able to get in there and kind of do some digging around and some searching. You find a very ramshackle little port in the storm kind of cave with a couple of bunks, some, basic refresher, a workstation where you see a pried open safe, probably what you came here to find. On the table, you see 3 data pads. That's all you see of note in this cave.
So the safe is open. I can see inside of it. Is there anything other than the 3 data pads that are in front of it?
No, the safe itself looks very heavy, but doesn't look like it was built to contain a lot of quantity of things. Just something very securely, or no, there's nothing else inside of it that you can find.
So it's just 3 data pads?
Just 3 data pads.
Well, we're not supposed to have this open, but it's open. So, there's a few I'm not supposed to read those things. I am curious by nature.
Outside, or have I come down? Is everyone inside at this point?
I'd say if you want to be inside, you can be inside.
Yeah.
Gribach is like, Baskina, papuda. Like, let's get these and get out of here. Baskuna, like
Yeah,
they
we
call.
don't have to say. I'll pick them up off the table and put them into my bag, and we can have the conversation on the ship.
On the journey back to the ship.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But
Okay.
I will definitely scoop them up and put them in one of my bag pouches.
Okay,
Can we
so you pick up
bring the
3
crate?
data pads.
Because they're expecting the crate.
The safe?
That's true. Yeah, the
Yeah.
safe.
Well, it's already open. He's gonna know it's open one way or the other, and it's just gonna drag us down. That's how I'm looking at it. It's like, what are we gonna do? Relock the safe? Does the safe look like it functions anymore?
No, it looks like it was
Oh,
heavy
gotcha.
machinery was used to,
So
like, you can see the tools kind of
Let's not weigh
scattered
ourselves down with that.
crowbars and
We'll
shit.
just-
Yeah,
Yeah, is there anything to assist with moving it, or would we have to like drag this thing?
No. You're gonna have
Yeah.
to drag that thing.
Okay, fuck that. No, he can get his data pads if he don't like it.
I didn't know it was wrecked. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
if it's wrecked, yeah.
So yeah,
now
Stick
you
a
guys
hollow.
don't know if there's
Here you go.
something like built into the lining of it, or I'm just there's nothing. It's fine. You can.
If I wanted to roll a perception check for everything in this area, would there be anything else to? Would it be pointless, or would it be a good idea?
I mean, nothing's pointless.
That's
Well-
debatable, but okay.
You know, if you want to make the roll, you feel free.
Alright,
Let's
let's
say
just do
1
it.
purple.
I'm gonna just do it. All right.
that's not how you do that.
What is your roll for, Frano?
I'm doing the same thing. I would definitely look around.
Okay, well, hold on. Don't roll
Oh.
anything yet. Even though I don't know why yours didn't go through right enough. It doesn't like you. If you're doing the same thing, you're essentially assisting each other, right? If do you both have ranks in it? You do.
Mm-hmm.
Good. What that means is then you basically do that thing with however many ranks, however many attributes, right? Characteristics. Who's got the higher characteristic? Rainoff
Or
does.
cunning?
For cunning.
Yeah.
Who's got the higher number of ranks in perception?
I have 2 ranks in perception.
Okay, so do 1
And 3
roll.
cunning.
Doesn't matter who does it. With 2 yellow, 2 yellow, 2 green, as an assisted
Okay,
roll.
so 2 yellow, 2 green, and how
1
many?
purple.
You said 1 purple. I think the bot is broken. Okay, no, I just took it.
Just thinking really hard about it.
Okay. Yeah, as you rummage around, you find a couple things that are pretty cool. One of which is all these tools that were kind of scattered around that were used to obviously pry the safe open. You're able to kind of cobble them all together into a toolkit. Something good for a mechanic to have.
Mhm.
When you guys are both searching around like the little sleeping areas, you find stashed away Mm. Well, whenever that does it, it'll tell you how many credits you find.
Does the D1000 exist, or is that going to summon some
I
kind of
mean,
Terminator?
theoretically, it's all right. Hold on, Poly.
Terminator.
Can you just do
Oh, I
10
also one.
D100s?
Yeah, 10 D100. I think it's the bot. I think the bot's sad right now. All right. You find 600 credits.
Cool.
You also find 3 stim packs.
You can put those in
Yes.
I
your.
think you guys need those.
You put those
Um,
in your inventory there, Miss Robot of Medical Wonder.
Yeah.
Result. Thank you,
Here you
dude.
go.
I appreciate that. You also find some standard blaster pistol. Let's say two blaster packs, pistol sized, and 2 blaster packs, rifle sized.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it.
It's still doing the dice rolls at least, so
Yeah,
we can keep
it's
playing.
just not calls. That's fine. Um,
That was just
Cool.
a random roll.
yeah, it's fine. That's all you find. But yeah, toolkit, stim packs, credits, 4 blaster packs, 2 pistol size, 2 rifles. So we'll talk about that. If you guys ever get a despair on a combat check, I get to decide if your weapon runs out of ammo, and it takes another maneuver to reload it, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But you have to have something to reload it with, or it's a dead weapon.
Gotcha.
Continuing.
All right, so I'm gonna skip around and disperse 100 credits to everybody.
Yeah.
Yay! Isn't socialism fun?
You said 100 credits?
100.
I'm going to start making my way back to the Starlit Dream and see if I can bring the ship a little bit closer. Now that we
Okay.
don't have to be stealthy.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you just want to say, like, for the purposes of this, you basically set off as soon as they went in to look around? Would you?
As long as I get my 100 credits when he comes back to the ship. Sure.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So about the time you guys have, 1, let it air out, 2, search this place and scavenged everything you can. You see the Ed ship, and I'm sorry, I forgot the name of it.
The Starlit Dream.
You see the dream just kind of come over the mountains, very nice and slow, and just kind of land next to the patrol craft. Yeah. What do? You guys want to go?
I come over the PA system, and this is your captain speaking. The loading doors are open. Please make your way aboard the ship. Watch your feet on the carpet.
I want to do one thing as we're going out.
Yep.
I want to check for a key to the other ship.
So you don't notice a physical key per se.
Mhm.
I will say that you still have 2 surviving crew members in in the brig of this ship, actually. So we do need to. figure out
We're taking the ship. We're gonna go talk to that Twi'lek real quick.
Okay. Let's go talk to the
Blaster carbine. So.
You guys love this coercion. No one even goes for the charm. Everyone's like straight to the coercion.
I ain't got nothing in
I
charm
don't.
anyway.
I'm like,
I
what do
might
you
as well
want
use
from my charm here? That's presence. Presence is useless.
It's great. All right. So what are you asking?
I don't understand why charm and negotiation are the same thing. All right.
Negotiation is in this is like specifically for like commerce stuff. It's weird, almost.
Weird. Okay. Well,
exactly, Zabata. Talk to the Twi'lek.
let's go have a conversation with the Twi'lek.
In which the Twi'lek may or may not accidentally fall down some stairs.
I mean,
No.
he's not very far from death, so let's be
Can
careful.
he see
how-
across to the other cell where the other guy is?
Yeah, it's kind of an open.
Okay, cool.
If you guys want to know, this is a skip ray, or not a skip ray blast, but it's blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, it's Slave 1, but it's stripped down. Jesus Christ.
Oh. Okay.
Fire
Say
spray?
fire
No.
spray.
Fire spray, yes.
Okay. So-
Um,
When you said cells and stuff, that's kind of what I imagined.
So I just
That
want
was
to
not
ask
what I
him,
was thinking.
what was so worth it on those data pads that you were willing to take a hole in the chest for it?
Just
Just
you're
a
just gonna
question.
ask straight.
I'm just gonna ask a
him?
question.
Okay. All right. He has absolutely no reason not to answer you. So he says, "Dude, seriously, I was hired to do a job. I don't know these people. I'm ow, I'm hurt. If you heal me, if you give me some medical attention, I will tell you everything you want to know. And as long as you can promise me I'm gonna live, like I will help. I
Here-
work for you.
Here's
For free.
here's how we'll play this. You'll answer my questions, and I will ask very nicely if my medical droid will come over here and fix you up. If you don't answer my question, you can end up like the other guys. That's simple.
He's like,
You'll
I
be
hear it.
fine.
I can't even
You'll be
concentrate on
fine.
your questions. Get me the medical. Give me a stim pack first, and I will answer your questions. Just give me something for the pain, man.
I
knows.
mean, giving him a stim pack so you can keep him a little bit longer in case he does decide to not answer our questions truthfully. We can start taking off toenails, etc. You know, it might keep him alive a little bit longer. And I'm
He-
saying
I don't-
this like right.
I don't want
right
to waste a
before,
stim pack on this guy right out the bat.
Okay. So here's the deal.
I'll do a med check with the emergency med pack because that doesn't do as much.
Okay. All right. He has a 2 purple difficult.
Put a band-aid on it. Toss him a band-aid. There, you've been
Um,
taken care of medically.
As you does a fucking failure count as like more wounds? Do
In
you
this
do
case,
more?
I kind of
Like
hope so.
I kind of hope so too, because this is what happens. We're gonna say a failure counts as more wounds.
It hurts more,
As
but
you
to
attempt
her
to-
benefit, he's delirious and now is really happy.
Oh no!
He's
I do
dead.
have advantages though.
Oh no!
He is real
will show
excited
you
to be
this.
here.
This is what's about to happen. Oh, you're so lucky. He was at 10 wounds out of 12. Damn it!
She gets +1. She's a surgeon.
The
So,
other one, it's +1.
Can I say that I sedate him and go to pull a piece of shrapnel out, and so now he's like bleeding freely from the shrapnel, but he's sedated, so he kind of doesn't care.
Okay, sure. So he takes another wound from the bleeding. So he is now 1 wound away from death, and he's unconscious.
Doggo's
So,
good.
Well, that didn't work out so good.
Do-
Nope.
dog-
I wasn't saying unconscious. I was saying just like,
Oh,
you
he's
know,
happy about it. Okay.
yeah,
all
he's
right,
happy. That's my advantage.
He's like,
hi.
he's like, oh shit, thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, Doc. All right. So what was your question?
Who hired you for the job?
The guy you killed.
Yeah, what was his name?
Fucking no, he paid me. Like his name was
He
credits.
didn't pay you. You don't have any credits on you. We checked.
Well, I don't carry my money. I'm not an idiot.
You're idiot enough not to find out who's paying you.
People of my
Okay.
profession are paid in various ways, sometimes in various illicit activities and goods and things.
What did he want you to get off of the data
Doc,
pads?
Those drugs are good.
They are. They're fantastic. Would you like more? We can give you more. Listen. There's more. There's more of that. All I need
Oh.
to know is what he wanted off of those data pads, and you can get more of that.
Yeah. Well, we ain't never gonna find out because I couldn't crack them.
Why not? What was the problem?
Bravo was blaster fire and smoke that smelled weirdly of freaking Rhodian.
They have a very distinct musk.
That's
Very
good.
strange. Why am I leaking?
So a professional of your caliber couldn't get into those data pads. You didn't have enough time. What was the holdup?
I mean, they thought it was just gonna be some low level stuff, and I'm good with computers, but I'm not that good. That's some next level encryptions.
All right. Who has the codes for the ship? Do you have the codes for the ship? Also the guy that died?
I don't have them.
Also the guy that died?
He kind of like looks outside the cell at the guy that ran out of the cave with him, and he's like, "They were in his head."
Oh. Delightful. Oh, Teresa.
Yes?
We might need you to whip up a little bit of your expertise if we are going to have our guests join us in a brig instead of a luxury liner.
Yeah, you guys have pretty much 3 choices here. I'll let you guys figure out which ones you want to go through, unless you guys come up with something else. But you could try to mechanically hotwire the ship, which is not going to be super easy. You can try to hack it, which is not going to be super easy. Or you can try and you can obviously take them off the ship, leave it here, and take them, or just kill them. That's an option. He's bleeding to death right now, and he's high as a kite. So
He's
Mm,
I can taste colors.
He's expended his usefulness.
I can taste colors. Well, I will roll a mechanics check.
Okay. That's going to be. We are going to say that is going to be a.
6
You're
red.
essentially trying to hotwire a planetary starport security vessel. It's
Mhm.
going to have safeguards built in to prevent this kind of thing. Let's call it a 1 red, 2 purple.
Griebach like walks into the cockpit behind her with his carbine.
Reebok, I
Rocket.
need you to go get the codes out of that dead guy's head.
Can I, he kind of like motions at the at you, Brainoff. He's like, "Can I have some water?" Yeah. Hot and out.
So wait, what you said 1 red and 2 purples?
1 red, 2 purples. Yes. Okay. You're able to get this ship running. You're able to have, you successfully hotwired this patrol craft. Good job.
Hey, the ship's running. We can go now.
Okay, who
Hit
wants
the
to go?
starport like
Who
this.
who wants to go back in the luxury liner?
Griebach will stay and sit near the prisoners with the blaster carbine, just keeping an eye on them. Banatuna, Banaskina.
Even the one that's very quickly bleeding to death now that we seem to be bizarrely indifferent to, you amoral murder hobos.
I'm gonna.
I mean, it's not a crit. He's not going to lose the other hit point unless somebody does something, but he is definitely leaking all over the floor.
Knowing this group, someone's going to do something.
We have some stim pack. Can we stop the bleeding?
I'm gonna head back to the Starlit
From
Dream, indifferent to his bleeding.
If you're asking G Unit, then yes, but you have to like
really
you have
rag,
to
like
ask
just
because G wouldn't do it on their own.
droid.
I mean, he answered the
my
question.
beast
He
back.
doesn't need to die.
All right.
Yeah.
Give him the stim pack.
All right, so let's do again a 2 purple medicine check to see if you can stop the bleeding. Griebach sneezes and pulls the trigger. Whoopsie!
Black Lucky.
All right, you're able to
Oh
staunch.
man, I shot Darren in the face.
He goes, "Oh, that feels better. Thanks, Doc. Can I get some water?" Hot mouth.
Doggo
I
walks
mean,
up.
is there water available on the ship?
All right, who's taking what ship here?
Who's got a? I got piloting.
I'm piloting the Starlit Dream.
Yeah.
I'm heading back to the cockpit of the Starlit Dream.
I'll go to the front of the good boy is what we're gonna name it.
All right, I'm gonna
The goodest
grab
boy.
a soda. Can we take like a 5-minute break before we move on?
Yeah, it's fun.
Now
Yee.
that we're done here. All right, cool.
Can we treat the 5-minute break as the screen wipe of us heading back to the planet?
Ah.
Well, at least into orbit.
Right.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna stay on the patrol ship just to, menacingly stay there. case
Yeah, do on the patrol
Twi'lek
ship.
boy wakes up. I'm not gonna do anything to him, promise.
Got pliers just looking at him.
I don't believe any of you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I mean, yeah, probably
Like,
wise. We barely know each other. We've only known each other for like 5 hours.
I mean, let's talk about the fact. I mean, Terry knows this because I play a lot of games with Terry. I tend to be the one who threatens to set people on fire with my mind, and I'm looking at you people being like, everybody needs to simmer the fuck down. What the hell, man?
I just said some
I haven't even
words, that's all
started
I
yet.
did.
Oh, Teresa, you have that slicers kit. I'm gonna ask you for that.
Do I have it?
Somebody picked up a slicers kit, and I'm gonna ask them for it.
Yeah.
I don't think I picked it up. I think that was
It's Slicer gear. I have it. You can have it.
all right.
Oh, if you're okay, so if you grabbed it when I get in the cockpit with you, I'm just gonna look at you and hold up the 3 data pads and be like, "This is what we were after."
All right, I'm gonna grab a drink.
We are gonna be BRB guys for a little bit.
I am gonna be right here because I got no place else to go.
I mean, technically, I'm not leaving. It's just giving me an excuse to show off my BRB screen.
Down in Mexico.
And my BRB screen looks pretty cool. in my opinion.
Are you on Twitch right now, Confetti?
I am.
What is it Confetti Ninja Bean?
Yes, sir.
Second.
And I found so many fonts, and I was like so excited. I was like trying to use all of them, and then I had to stop myself.
Fonts will do that to you.
Well, they were all Star Wars ones, so there's like Star Wars, and then there's like an Outer Rim font, which I was like, hey, we're in the Outer Rim. That's perfect. Thank you for the follow, Darth Penguin. Hi, how are you?
Is that how that goes? Hey, how are you?
Yeah, except I forget to say it every time somebody follows.
You need to make that your follow notification. Just record yourself doing it. Boom.
I should.
Automated.
I should.
Save yourself
should.
the energy. Hi, how are you?
It just pops up. Hi, how are you?
God, I gotta mute you.
Gotta mute you.
Okay, so channel, what do we do? Infinite Target, yeah. Infinite. I'm doing my shout outs now.
Hey, you shout out.
I don't have a shout out
You know
command
what
set
I
up yet.
wanted to look up was
I will eventually.
electronic lock breaker slicer gear. Doesn't actually do anything. Kegwad! You crazy ass. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, that's 5 red for your next show.
It's gonna go off like 5 times in a row. Gotta get ready for that chorus, just like that.
Space Level's like, oh shit.
If it would just like loop it, it'd be great.
I don't know, Zach. You stealing my mods now? Is that good? Okay, I see how it is.
I have 2 mods and they're not here. It's really just an honorary title, in all honesty.
That's alright, Zabata. Alright, so we're gonna wait till Doggo, looks like Doggo, Greybach, and G Unit come back.
It's an intermission, folks. It's an intermission.
You know
I'm here, but you guys don't
Oh,
need to see me eating a popsicle. So
That's valid.
Space, thank you for the bit!
Where are you at for following?
That one's so loud. That one's so really loud.
Alright, there's Zabata. Good
Thank
job.
you
Good job,
for
Zabata.
the follow, Zabata. Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
That's a thing. I can't believe that became a thing. I was just saying that to annoy people, and it became a thing. Love it.
How you doing?
Hi, how are you? How you doing? Hold on, I have to look now.
Oh, I know.
If I bring up too many things at one time, my internet cries, so I have to be careful.
That's fair.
You
I
know
get
what I'm
that.
saying? I can just look.
So this timing's actually working out well. We spent a little more time on the planet than I thought, but I'm glad it went like it did. Yeah, I think I could use this time. Actually, I should be using it to set up the next encounter, shouldn't I?
You don't need another encounter. I don't want to encounter. I don't want to encounter nothing. I just want to
You know what?
have happy, nice talky talk time.
That's
Happy,
fair.
nice talky
I get that.
time. Just pull up the hologram. To answer your question, Darth, I have 27.
Okay, I was like, what did I ask?
Oh, you asked me how many followers.
All right, so
I
the
have.
next encounter includes Spaceport Security Detail, Imperial Stormtroopers.
Are we going to get shot at? Is somebody
My
gonna
goal
get
is to continue to throw bigger and bigger things at you guys until you guys figure out how to talk to people. I figure like trial by fire.
Until we
That
figure out how to
doesn't
talk
work.
to people. People have been shooting at us. What do you mean?
No, that you can't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
People
you're
been shooting
gonna
at
hear it. You're gonna hear it. Send us on a mission to go steal something. They're going to shoot at us. There's not gonna be much room for heavy charm and negotiation that nobody has except
They
dice.
don't. People don't learn how to talk. That's like when we did D&D. We had to go up against some Eberron Warforged. There was like big ass one, right? And he was like over all this shit. And I was like, look here, you fucking toaster. All right, this is what I'm trying to get done. This is what's gonna happen. You don't learn how to negotiate. You tell them what's what. You
I'm
fuck around
learning.
and find out.
I'm learning that talking to them isn't really worth it. I just put more blaster holes in them or knives into them or whatever at this point.
Or threaten bodily harm.
Nobody knows anything.
Extortion. If
No,
I was
why? They don't
if
know
I-
anything.
Well, let's see. The guy in charge is dead.
Mhm.
I don't. The other guy, like, he just failed the coercion roll. That was just unfortunate. Yeah. Dead don't speak. All right, everyone's back. Cool. All right, so, have we decided who's on what ship?
I'm on the patrol ship with Doggo.
I'm
and I
piloting the
believe we-
patrol ship.
She is on the patrol ship because he hates the Starlit tree.
It's it. Doggo.
Poor ship.
It's just because you
Yeah,
guys don't understand
I'm
the
on-
Star Dream.
I'm on the patrol. I'm piloting it.
Okay, you're piloting the patrol ship. Confetti, you're on it with him. Was anybody else on it? Sorry, I don't. Did I?
G unit.
G unit. Okay. All right. And then the dream.
Oh, Terry, you're muted.
You're muted, bruh. Talking
And nobody can hear me talking to myself. I said that I was on the patrol craft guarding the prisoners, but seeing how many people are there and there's only 2 on the other ship, I will probably just go ahead and switch over.
Okay. Does anybody want to do anything interesting with these cards, these data cards, before you head back to Arcanus?
The out of the data pads.
Yeah, I have them. I have them on the cockpit. I pull them out to dice. I'm like, this is what we were after.
Did we determine who took what of the loot gear, the gear loot?
I was the one who looted the slicer tools, and I gave them to Raynor.
Because there was like a heavy blaster pistol, some stun grenades, some padded armor, right? We got a whole bunch of stuff. If no one else is grabbing them, I'll at least take the stun grenades, and I would even take the heavy blaster pistol if there were no objections.
Nope.
No, I got a blaster carbine. I'm good.
I'll take one of those extra rounds of ammo.
Valid.
Can I swap my busted one for one of the ones that weren't busted. Crazy idea.
Sorry, we can do gear accounting at the end, I guess.
All right. As you guys are flying back towards Arcanus, it's uneventful. You guys come into the atmosphere. I'm assuming we're going back to the same starport. The only thing you really notice is as you guys are coming around the planet, and the Star Destroyer comes into view. No comms or anything, but as you guys start to descend into the atmosphere, you notice a Labata shuttle and a couple of TIE fighters as escorts leave the main hangar of the Imperial class Star Destroyer and kind of make a beeline for where you are. As you come in for a landing, you're cleared because you're kind of operating under the authority of the spaceport. You're cleared to land. The Labata shuttle being as fast as it is, and obviously the TIE fighter escort, they're kind of landing at around the same time. Okay. When you all go to leave the ship, and stop me if somebody wants to do something first. As you're kind of coming down the ramp of the ship into the landing bay, you notice a stormtrooper squad coming from coming towards you.
Are we landing in the same landing bay, being that we're in two ships?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they would have cleared you guys both into the same, it's kind of a large landing pad. It's large enough. It's fine. What you guys see coming from where this Labata shuttle is and these two TIE fighters have landed are essentially 9 stormtroopers walking towards you. Before they are able to reach you, before they're able to even get into the bay, you see some starport security staff, administrative staff in uniforms of what you guys would know as the starport. They kind of head them off, if that makes sense. And you just see a conglomeration of about, 20 people just having a little conversation out at the exit of your bay.
Patuna, pasquina, parapura.
I think they're
You guys wanna
talking
wait?
about us.
You guys want to wait and see what they're going to say?
Not
Or
even
y'all
a little
wanna-
bit.
Alright.
Can I stealth away?
You can absolutely stealth to see if you can. Where are you trying to get to? Let me put it that way.
Where the massive confab of security forces that are armed aren't.
Okay.
Oh,
Roll a well lit. Give me 2 purple. All right.
While he's doing that, is everyone else just kind of waiting?
I was kind of hoping. I don't know if you guys have the prisoners in tow, because we're going to go return all of the things, right? I don't know if we're supposed to return these dudes or not.
I think, given the fact that the safe was cracked open and there was nothing we could do about that, bringing the person who helped crack the safe open and dropping them at the feet, probably not a bad idea.
Yep.
I think
Yeah,
we've got a little bit of a situation that we gotta.
No, I understand, but if we're going to collect and we're going to get good on this deal, which I'm guessing based on the level of security of these data pads, we don't want to cross this guy. We need to find a way out of here and get around it. I'm willing to go over there and start engaging in talks with them to figure out what the hell's going on. While I do that, if you guys want to shuffle on out, feel free.
But that's good. I was gonna say, if everyone else is just kind of waiting, Greenbox is to go strolling right on up to them. So if you want to roll out there.
All right.
We'll walk
So
with them.
as you guys, I like that. So as everyone just kind of meanders towards the end of the ramp, Dice, seeing what's up ahead, tries to kind of grab the strut of the ramp and sneak off underneath the shadow of the ship real quick. Catches his foot, falls, knocks over something, makes a loud noise, and everybody's head just kind of goes. Your advantage is you didn't hurt yourself.
That's what happens when I had no setback results at all. I had an advantage. What would happen if I had a despair? Would I have broken my leg?
Broken your neck.
Falling the 6 inches from the loading ramp to the level metal
leave
ground?
it at, we'll leave it at,
You
it
hate
was
to see it.
conspicuous enough that somebody, all right, how about this? Somebody notices and breaks off from the group. They're in the Starport security outfit, not one of the Imperials,
I'll
and
head him
starts
off.
kind of like walking the group. Yeah.
I'm gonna head
Okay.
him off.
Okay. So you get to him first.
What's going on? I thought we had
All right, he's like-
Starport Authority.
So he kind of like looks over his shoulder and he's like, "You need to get whatever you have, whatever you're here to do, and you need to leave. You just need to go. Go do what you're supposed to do. We're
Okay.
handling."
Okay, let's shuttle away. Let's get the hell out of here.
Alright, we got the prisoners. I got, well, at least some. We're taking them with us, along with.
I will say, because like you didn't get all the way to the main group, but you did hear like a heated conversation being happening. Let's put it that way. You didn't really determine what was said, who was saying what to who, but the Imperials and the Starport staff are arguing with each other. Let's put it that way.
I would very much like to eavesdrop on that.
Okay. Do you want to let the group kind of move on and you do that?
I'm willing to like kind of slowly meander while they're getting ahead and try and like listen back.
Do you
All right,
still have
so
the
the
data
group-
pads, or did you hand them off to someone
I
else?
handed them to you. Obviously,
Okay.
if I'm leering about, I'm not going to hold them. I'm going to hand them to you. I'll assume.
I didn't know if this was like some double blind, like double fake out thing that was going on here. It's like pay no attention to the man who has the conspicuous data information.
No. I'll hand them off to you and go. Well, I'm gonna try and figure out what's going on, and then just pass them off and let you guys go on.
I
Okay.
slip them into my coat and attempt to look dashing yet humble as I walk away.
All right. You guys are obviously, and you guys are taking both prisoners with you. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I imagine that G's kind of like helping the really doped up one limp along.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm
Perfect.
kind of pulling the other one along.
Okay. Obviously, it's pretty obvious what people are seeing, right? These stormtroopers are kind of looking over the shoulders of these Starport security personnel, and they see a group of aliens helping a very, very, very injured human and a very, very injured Twi'lek off of a Soros of luxury yacht.
But a medical
Uh,
droid is carrying them.
That's probably a saving grace, right? They're kind of like, okay, but they're also having to like deal with this administrative idiot that's yelling at them. Like, who yells at stormtroopers, right? Nobody else really hears this, but you do, because instead of like continuing on with the group, you just kind of go right out of, you go up to the edge of the wall and you just kind of sidle till you can hear him. And you hear the administrator telling the stormtrooper sergeant with his 8 stormtroopers that the crew of the Dream is basically a sanctioned investigative vessel and crew on behalf of the Starport. You have that they have no right to search you, they have no right to seize you, they have no right to harass you, and that bear with me 1 second, sorry. Moff Lago won't hear of it. And the stormtroopers are trying to be as imposing, and they're just refusing to kind of back down a little bit, and they're just kind of looking about. And you hear the sergeant being like, "I'll have to clear this. I'll have to check this with my superiors." And he kind of walks away. And if you stick around, he'll come back and he'll be like, "Go about your business." And they walk off back to the Lamada shuttle.
Cool. I'll make sure the ships are shut and then continue on with our business.
Okay. Ships are shut. All right. You guys make it back to the cantina. You have to go on foot because there's no driver there for you this time. But you guys go on foot. Nothing really eventful happens when you guys walk into the cantina. There's no patrons. What you see are 4 just kind of very obvious thugs just kind of hanging around the bar area. You see your Rhodian friend hanging around the bar area. And I think the other one was a Weequay, if I remember right. They're just kind of all hanging around, talking it up, having a great old time.
Is that Troy still around?
Yeah, he's behind the bar still.
What was the? Pardon
Give
me.
him a look.
What was the boss's name again?
The boss's name was. I don't know why I clicked out of that. I had it up here. Race Jaren.
I'm assuming I'm not there yet. So
No, you're gonna lag behind a little bit.
yeah, I would have skulked for a while.
Where would you like me to put this prisoner?
The Rhodian basically, and what Terry understands him to say is basically he's like, oh yeah, but put him in the back booth, and he kind of points at a couple of the goons and be like, you go take care of them.
And that's both prisoners, right?
Yeah, both.
Okay. Cool.
So he kind of, once that happens, the Rhodian kind of sidles up to Griebach, and he's like, there's a lot of blaster holes. What happened?
Baratuna, Basina, Baraska, Parabusa, Skaliwana Nana.
This is why people come for this. You realize that? What is that? I don't care.
Reasons.
There was
Let's put it this way: do you tell him what happened or not?
I mean, in vague terms, they were uncooperative. They were uncooperative.
They were
So he-
uncooperative.
Highly uncooperative.
He kind of looks at
Shoot
you
at
and
him
he's just
first.
like a little bit more of an appreciative nod to the whole group, and he's like, okay. And he kind of like motions over for the Weequay to go, and Weequay kind of shakes his head a little bit, nods, goes into the back room. This will be about the time you can come in, I would say. Like, it wouldn't be just enough time for Griebach to kind of give the lay of what happened. All right. So, do you want to tell them anything about what you heard before the boss comes out, or do you just want to let him come out and let's have at it?
I order a drink.
Drinks are good. I'll take a drink.
2 credits. Don't two credits. Come on. All right, cool. All right, so door opens again. Weequay comes out, followed by Race. He kind of looks around, looks across the bar, looks at Rainoff. Where's my safe?
They opened it.
He said.
That's why
He
we
kind
had
of
to
looks
shoot
at Dice and he says, "Who opened it?"
The one we shot a lot.
To which he just kind of points to the prisoners. They did. It was busted completely.
Best bet's the Twi'lek.
Pina, Pascuna. We brought them so you can talk to them.
He's like, "So the safe was destroyed? Like it's gone?" I'm sorry, like I was reading something back a road that made me fucking my brain reboot. What did you guys tell them that you have the data pads?
No, we haven't told them that yet.
Okay.
I have them tucked into the back of my coat. It's like, no.
Okay, so he's like, is the safe destroyed? Do they like what the hell? Where's my stuff?
I take a big swig of my drink.
So he starts walking over towards the 2 people behind that are being guarded by the goons, and seeing one of them is just 100% unconscious, and the other one is like he's like and he kind of looks at him and he calls him by name. Fuck, I had his name. Hold on. And he's like, what is he? He's like, Shartuna, they hired you for this job? You should know better. Did you break my data pads? And Shartuna's like, I can see sounds.
He might take a little while to come to.
He's like, okay, obviously this is useless. He's like, did you guys find anything around? Like, do not tell me you came back empty-handed.
I turn around and say, the ability to see sounds is often referred to as synesthesia. As I like slowly pull the data pads out and start fanning myself with them in my left hand. So drink in the right, data pads in the left hand.
God damn it.
Twitch is
And
just
he's
trying
like-
to
he
like
kinda-
hide a smirk right now because that was just amusing as fuck.
He looks over at the data pads and he kind of his eyes come up and he looks at his Rhodian friend and his Weequay friend, and it's a quick look. You guys all see it. He's not exactly trying to hide it. And he just kind of chuckles and he's like, "Boy, I hope for your own good you haven't looked at those."
I mean, data pads.
Data pad.
So
I can assure you of this. I have not read them.
he kind of nods his head a little bit, chuckles, he comes over, he sits down. He's like, "Droid, give them all around." He's like, kind of like looks at you, Dice, and he's appreciatively. He's like, "Okay." Puts his hand out.
I give him one of the three.
Oh shit!
Kind of looks at it, types on a little bit. He's like, "If this is the way you want to play it, it's not going to be any better for you in a minute. So, one way or the other, just hand them over."
So we're in a situation here where I don't care what's on the data pads, to be honest. What I'm particularly concerned about is why you want them back so badly.
And he goes, "Oh, buddy boy, it's not me who wants them back." And then that's what he says. And then he does nothing.
So I sort of like look around the room at the rest of the people that are there with that sort of like tacit look of, well, do we want to give these back? And partially I'm saying that because I honestly don't remember what the pay for this job was.
I'm
Like I completely forgot from the last session. So it's like I remember that there's a reward of some kind. I just don't remember what it is.
Is he sat at the bar?
Is who?
Race. Is he sat at the bar?
No, they're him and Dice are at a table.
At a table? Okay. I'm gonna pull up a chair.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask him,
Kinda looks
why
like
do
it.
the Imperials want it back so bad?
It's like, that's a little bit above my pay grade, Rainoff. Suffice it to say, what's on those data pads is something that I need back, suffice it to say that what's on those data pads could be very damaging in the wrong hands.
I look at my hands.
I also look at his hands.
You look at Dice's hands.
Yeah,
What
I
do you
look at
see?
his hands. Danger.
Danger. Danger.
I see
Um,
danger.
He kind of like takes the one, kind of slams it down. He's like, "Listen, I need those data pads back. I'm good to my word. I'll get you off planet, but I need them back. You guys need off planet. I'm willing to. I've got the pull to get you out of the system, away from the Imperial blockade. Go where you want to go, but I need them back."
I'm not opposed. Sounds like it's gonna
Yeah.
cause a lot of trouble, honestly.
But that was also kind of what I was looking around the room, and the question that I was asking with my soulful yet stunning eyes was, do I just give these back and get us off planet, or...
Honestly, it just sounds like a lot of trouble that... I mean, we just had 9 stormtroopers at the docking bay, and I say this out loud, and so Reyes can hear. I'm like, we just had 9 stormtroopers at the docking bay waiting for us. I kind of want to know what we're getting into, but I kind of just want to get out of it.
I look at the data pads without like reading them or activating them. I just sort of look at them and say, this feels real political. And as a rule, I try to stay out of politics. I slide them over to him.
He looks at you and he's like, picks them up, hits a couple buttons on one, puts it down, picks up the other one, hits a couple buttons on it, nods his head, puts that one in his back pocket, under his cloak. Says truer words have never been spoken. Gets up, walks towards the front door. Gets to the front door. Front door opens. In walk 6 death troopers and somebody that looks very important.
But I'm already sitting at the table. I can't walk into the bar.
They immediately draw weapons and have each of you dead to rights. There's no initiative. There's no nothing. If you guys want to roll it, we can roll it. But what looks like a very proper human walks in,
I take a big swig of my drink.
looks around, looks at the table, walks over, sits down where Race has just vacated his seat, takes the data pad. Now, gentlemen, I understand you've done a job for me, and I appreciate that. And I'm here to make sure that I do something equally beneficial for you. My name is Moff Lago. If you haven't heard of me, I am the Moff in charge of the Arcanus sector. Now, tell me about your recent adventures.
Gribok like slowly takes his hand off of his blaster and places his hand back on his leg. Motherfucker, I was this
Yeah.
close.
Teresa was like chilling.
GPK in
just-
episode 2. Sorry. Go ahead.
Teresa was just chilling and watching and listening the whole thing with Bray and Dyson thing. And when all the stormtroopers, or the death troopers, I'm sorry, walked in, she kind of like held the blaster, and then she's like,
They would have expected everyone to be twitchy. They would not have reacted to you guys like going for your guns. They are that unfazed by the fact that you are all very armed miscreant aliens that they'd let you do it.
well,
Fucking
she
Death
caught herself before
troopers.
she aimed one, because, as you said, dead to rights, and the important guy
Yeah, it's
walked
dead
in.
to rights. Yeah,
Hey,
like
is there any of your drink left?
He's like,
Nope.
"Ah."
And I finish the drink.
So I'm leaning against the bar, basically, now.
The Moff looks up at the droid. Garcon, another round, please. Keep them coming. Now,
Are they at all
Yeah.
put off by the fact that I didn't react at all? I just like looked up, saw the death troopers, and was like, all right, and kept drinking.
they would assume it's fake. They would assume it's faked, like bravado. Let me put it that way. Like they would assume if you didn't react, if you just kind of sat there and did nothing, you would have. It would have been because you were more of like a deer in the headlights than anything else.
So if he asks for our adventures, I point at the 2 prisoners in the corner. They've got the answers that you want. We just want no part in this.
Barrera, Pascuna, Parapara.
My attractive friend says he agrees.
He looks over at Griebach and he goes, "Yes, I'm sure he does." And then he kind of like points over to, he's like, "Oh, these are the 2," and he kind of points at him. One of the death troopers, the one that had like their gun pointed right at Dice's like forehead, as he's like they're standing around you 2, each of them with like a fucking E11D just pointed right at your head.
Yeah.
One of them just kind of just jerks up and boom, 2 shots. Both of them are dead now. They're dead.
Okay. Well, they're dead.
It's like, well, there have to be consequences for people's actions. So, based off what I see here, though, the encryption wasn't broken. That's good. That's good for you. That's good for me. That's good for everybody. So, as I understand, my associate Race has promised you passage out of the system. That is something that I can provide. Let's talk about how that's going to happen. Do you guys have a destination in mind?
That seems an awful lot like our business. We gave you your data pads, and we were told that there would be free access off this planet. Once we leave this planet and leave the Arcanus sector, which we leave the territory you are Moth of, we are no longer your problem.
You're the best moth of this area.
Oh, I definitely called him Moth on purpose.
I know you
Oh,
did.
Lord.
Because that's a stupid name for a rank, and George Lucas should feel bad, and I'm never going to apologize for that. I'm the Grand Moth. I am the most liker of lights.
The Moth kind of like he hears you call him Moth, and he can't tell if it's like speech impediment or if it's you being an asshole. And
I'm
he kind
gonna
of just
say he has a speech impediment.
the Moth.
I would like
the-
to survive this
Damn it, I
encounter.
said it. The Moth. He kind of says, that's all very well and good, but the
I
reality of
didn't
the
order
situation,
assholes with my whiskey, and I look for another drink.
the reality of the situation is, the admiral, up on the Imperial on the Star Destroyer, is as you say, questioning my authority to a certain degree right now, and my fiat to just let you out of the system.
Like, dude, I gotta take care of this for you.
He goes, he
I
looks at
just
you and
heard
like,
John Mulaney as the freaking radio, as the Rodian going all like, can I kill that guy for you? When you
he
said
kind of
that.
looks over at Greyback and he's like, yes. Anyway, I can get you out of the system, but it has to be on official business. So if you can give me a destination or an idea of where you'd like to be, it's just going to be easier for everybody involved.
Sulust Banca Buda Pasino.
Sullust Inner Enclave Casino.
Pascuna.
Doggo's ears perk up. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Sullust, huh?
I look at the Moth and like lean back a little bit in my chair, and I bump into the Death Trooper that's behind me, and I look over my shoulder and be like, "You like the view?" Look back at the Moth and say, "Yeah, I feel like once we get off this planet, we've earned a little R&R, and well, I have heard that the hot springs at the casino are just delightful."
He kind of chuckles a little bit. He's like, I'm sure that they are. But he looks directly at you, Dice, and he's like, I can think of a couple reasons you may not want to be back at that casino. Isn't that right?
That sounds a whole lot like my business.
Kind of shrugs this like, okay, well, if that's your party's choice, I can arrange for shipment of goods to Sullust, and we can have you on your way.
Like, we're going to Sullust.
Well, looks like he thinks we're going to Sullust.
We're
Okay.
not going to casino.
He's like, he's like, are all parties in this happy then?
Yes. Doggo's like
Sullust
a
will
kid,
do.
like being told he's going to amusement
casino.
park. Yeah. It's just like,
I don't have
mean-
any money to gamble, but okay.
So it's just
Kinda-
kind of like looking at and just kind of like, yeah.
All right. So what he does then is he's like, excellent. I'm glad we could reach such an equitable arrangement. By the time you guys get back to the ship, I will have the starport staff will be there to deliver the goods for the consignment to Sullust. So make sure that gets where it goes, and where it's intended to go, and we can call our business concluded. Hopefully I can maybe contact you in the future for any particular jobs I may have that suit your skills.
I think you
If not-
have Dice's number. Feel free to call him anytime.
And he kind of looks at you directly, Rainoff, and he says, he keeps eyeing you. Let me put it that way. He keeps looking at you like he's not quite sure what to make of you. He does look over at Griebach, and he says, Mr. Griebach, just so you're aware, we have made sure that those pursuing you have been led a false lead towards Hut Space. So you're good to go.
Pascuna.
Same for you, Miss Teresa. We put it out that you have been spotted there. So those pursuing you are also going to be headed towards Hut Space.
Just
Looks
kinda
at
looking at him
Doggo
like,
and he's like, I don't really know how to help you with your issues, sir.
Is there a concert at the Sullust Enclave Casino
Not that
and
he can
Resort?
arrange. That's above his pay grade, man.
We have a fully outfitted padded room on the Starlit Dream. Don't worry, we'll take care of it.
And he kind of
got
looks at
puppy
you, Dice, and he's
pads.
like, as far as your choice of destination, I can't say that I understand it, but I wish you all the luck. And then he kind of gets up, and all of the Death Troopers file out. He is the last one out. He turns around. He's like, "Oh, and please make sure that my consignment gets to its destination. I'd hate to have our relationship sour so soon."
Going to the casino, boys and girls.
After they leave, G Unit lowers their arm.
I call
wanna-
after him.
can I-
Don't be
can I
a
tell them
stranger.
you sent me, Becca, because I think it's the greatest idea I've ever seen in my life.
What's that?
Can
The
I tell them
message
what
I
you
sent
sent me? Or do you want it to be a surprise?
I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but I came up with that idea and I love it. Yeah,
Okay,
you can
we're
share
gonna let that be a surprise if that happens.
it. Okay.
Like that. All right.
So once they all leave, I look at the rest of the group and say, "So, Sullust would be bad.
What
I
do you
think-
mean?
Oh, ruining our relationship with the Moff who's got Death Troopers would be bad.
There's bad, and then there's light
There's
you on
Death
fire
Troopers?
bad. Death Troopers would kill you. Other people make sure you die before you're dead.
Bakuna, Badasina. Like, this dude just like, yes, that's true.
So my personal opinion is the Moth lady over there said the goods needed to get where they were going. Didn't say how they needed to get there. So I am personally of the opinion that we get a little closer to the Sullust sector, and maybe find an alternative means of getting these where they should go. Not to mention the fact that we have an assault craft that doesn't have a hyperdrive, so can't leave the system, but that should fetch us a nice little pretty penny should we try to sell it.
I'm pretty sure we just returned it.
I'm
Actually,
pretty sure that we're in
we-
control of it.
Yeah, we didn't tell him that or any of that. He just walked up and said, "We're handling it here. Go do what you got to do."
Right, but it's their
true.
vessel.
I
I assume they're
mean,
gonna take it back and have the codes.
Are they worried? Are they worried about their vessel? Or are they
Yes.
worried about the
Yes.
Imperial stormtroopers and their dock?
I seem to recall that part of the deal was in most ventures like this, you keep what you kill. That seems a whole hell of a lot like our ship at this point in time.
It does.
Well, I mean that sounds good in theory. I'm just saying don't expect it in the hangar when we get back.
I mean, I'm also saying that we don't necessarily need to sell it to the people that used to belong to. They feel like there's all sort of folk on this planet that I don't ever plan to set foot on again that might want a ship of that nature.
I'm just saying we don't even have that ship anymore.
Speaking of that, is there anything you guys want to do on the planet before we go back to the ships?
Yeah, I need to go
That's-
collect personal effects from my shipwreck.
Okay.
I mean, if people want help, I'm available if we're doing extra stuff, but she's ready to leave.
You're welcome to come with me and see what an absolute travesty that shipwreck is.
She'll go with you. Then
Doggo wants to.
we're
try
not
to
leaving
sell
until
the
everybody
ship.
else until everybody's ready to leave. So
All right. So Doggo's going to try and sell which ship? The patrol craft.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to do before they leave planet? I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna mentally approach this.
How much can is there somewhere easy? Can we just hand wave? I pick up a couple more stim packs. They're like rarity 1 or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just
Like a vending machine or something.
yeah. You could pretty much go to the nearest first aid like urgent care, and they would sell.
You found a CVS. Good job.
Can I do a rarity roll for a Bantha Eye laser sight to see if there's one on planet?
What's the rarity?
5.
I think it's just there, isn't it? Because
Oh.
I said rarity 5. What did I say when I?
If it's just there, I'd like to buy a Bantha.
It's rarity 5. That's fine. The way I'm going to work rarity is I will tell you what the rarity of a planet is. Anything at that rarity or below, you can just find. So because this is like on a trade spine in the outer rim, 5 seems good. Okay, so you buy a Bantha
Someone
laser
else
sight.
buy a comlink.
Fair.
But,
You're
then,
put-
but if we
you're
buy
just
a, if we buy a
fine.
comlink, then we can't hear the dulcet tones of your sonorous voice.
Is the laser sight from the Strongholds book? Or is that-
Dangerous Covenants.
Okay, perfect. What I said, guys, when it comes like, is I know there are some attachments for guns that if like, my biggest thing is I want to make sure if I say something is available, I want to make sure everybody has access to that source material, right? So I know not everybody uses Ogdudes, which has everything. So I'm not saying everything is up for fair game. Anything from any any book that I put on the Discord or on the Gilded, any Edge of the Empire book, including the Age of Rebellion or the Force and Destiny source book, like core rule books, there are going to be some attachments in there that are different. But if you have to go for them, go for them. If I can find PDFs of other books, I'll throw them in there as well, and then you can use attachments from those.
The vending machine had comlinks, so I went ahead and grabbed one of them too. Baskina.
Baskina.
Found like the Hudson News in the airport.
Yeah.
It's got everything. All right.
If that vending machine has comlinks, I'm gonna grab one of them too.
All right. What you're able to get from your ship, you're able to scrounge enough usable parts from another toolkit.
Okay.
What you see, and make a mechanics check for me, 1 purple. Selling
Said
the
1
ship's
purple.
going to be interesting, so I'm going to save that for last there.
Oh,
Yeah, that works.
Oh, and if nobody wants it, can I just sell the stun pistol?
The what?
Sell the what?
The stun pistol that we looted?
Oh, by all means.
Yeah, you can sell it. If nobody wants it, it'd be 75% of cost.
And was it the Palindrix KO2 heavy stun pistol? Because that's the only stun pistol I can find.
That's a good question. So it just lists it as stun pistol on the adversaries. Let's call it a. What's the damage? Or did I even give you the damage on it? I didn't.
No, you didn't.
You just said stun pistol.
That was on the slicer. Damage 6. What's a damage 6 pistol? Let's call it a straight blaster pistol. So you can get 300 credits for it.
I know we picked up a couple of vibro knives. I'd like to keep one.
You were able to loot 4 of them. I know Rainoff has 1.
I have one of them.
If there's any unspoken for, I'll travel take one too.
Yeah, if somebody wants to just create like an inventory for the group and make sure it stays in the group notes, that would be great.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Hire a doctor that won't make their patients high as a kite when trying to get answers out of them. No, our doctor's amazing, Zabata. What are you talking about? All right, selling this ship. So how do you approach this, Doggo? What are you going to do?
I figured it'd be me and Dice, right? Because I was down for the idea that he wanted to do with selling the ship.
Yep.
And
Give me 1 second. I completely forgot I had Confetti make that check for me. Confetti, you see a ship that hit the surface of this planet extremely hard.
How A reaction. Holy
the
crap!
better
you
your
survived
better
that?
your better nature tells you that this is scrap metal at this point. It could theoretically be prepared, but it would not be something that you would like to try on a weekend. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a long restoration process, my friend. This is probably never gonna fly again.
That's okay. We can address that at a different point. If you could just kind of like while we're here, just get like a checklist of the systems that need to be fixed. I have to call in a fee.
Okay.
If you don't mind, if you don't mind,
I don't know.
all right. So how are you addressing the sell of the ship?
I'm also going to go get that thing off my dash that we discussed.
Okay.
What I was thinking is we could try to find someone, not necessarily the original owners, you know. And I want to go up to Dice and be like, "Hey, you had an idea for selling the ship?"
It's in economic terms, it's property in hand. That is, ownership might be murky, but it's just like selling options.
All right. So, you know anybody that might want to sell it or buy it or take it off of our hands? Have it on their hands now?
Well, I think that one of the denizens of this bar might tell us where we might be able to look. I look over at is the Weequay and the Rhodian still there?
Yeah, they are. They've been kind of the Rhodian has been kind of like with the thugs trying to like get them to clean up the fucking blood splatter from the two witnesses that are now dead.
So I look
The
at the
Weequay
Weequay.
just kind of chuckles, and he's like, "You mean to tell me you brought back a Spaceport Authority Spaceport Authority patrol craft, parked it at the spaceport, and now you're going to try and sell it while it's parked at the spaceport?"
Yes.
No, we're not going to try and sell it. We're going to sell it.
Yeet.
Trying implies the possibility of failure.
He's like, make like a. Is there like a bullshit check?
I think that's the awesome ability, and I am clearly 5 yellow in that.
He's like, I can give you the names of the dumbest idiots on this planet that might have like what kind of like price point are you guys looking for? First of all,
Well, I've had my eyes on this rusty burrito.
on a
I mean,
what?
Oh, you don't remember that ship that I sent you? The Rusty Burrito was the name of it on the page.
All right, so to give you guys like a point of comparison, somebody want to roll I don't know, what would it be? Knowledge, Outer Rim, and we can give you some facts about this ship, I guess.
I am not there.
I mean, I'm 2 green in it. I guess I can try if someone's got it better.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
Take it
so-
through the remains of a ship.
do one purple.
that's in what?
Oh,
Yeah, throw a purple on that. if you don't mind. Okay. Let me open it up. So the fire spray is in the core rulebook. You guys should be proud of me. I barely looked at my rulebook tonight.
We are proud of you. Keep up the good work.
The Galaxy Starships. Starship profile.
Hi, how are you?
Hey. How are you? All right, so this is a fire spray patrol craft, and it is gutted for system use. It has no hyperdrive. It has weapons. Where are you? Not the skip ray. Begin. Here we go. The base cost on it is 80,000.
Yeah,
It's
I'm good. I was
probably
getting in the fridge.
worth about half of that with no hyperdrive. The forward mounted auto blasters are probably more like they're they're ion only because they're cops and they don't want to kill people. They just want to disable them.
Fence it, get it
Um,
30.
Yeah, it's by default base like if you were to buy this off the line, would be 40,000.
So I feel like we could set our negotiating standards at 30, but take 20.
Like, okay, I can give you the name of a couple of people that might be in the market for a ship. I don't think you're going to be able to convince them to buy it, but gives you
opinion is
like
though.
the commonly frequency of a Mr.
Hondo Onaka.
No,
Please let it be Hondo.
Leru Jinzel. Leru Jinzle.
When you said
He's
that,
like-
I literally had Leroy Jenkins in my head.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
has he ever run into a cantina known as BRD and gotten killed because of it? Like what?
Fun fact, that happened.
And he's like he runs a smuggling outfit that just kind of like as soon as he finds out there's no hyperdrive on it, he's gonna say no. But he's got the credits to spend. He won some money at Sabak. Then there's like he's trying to think. He's like, who would want a ship with no hyperdrive?
Hondo.
Planetary smugglers. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Not done.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like there's no reason to smuggle on planet because there's really only one city and the Imperial Outpost.
No, but
Or
is there
the
something worth
academy.
protecting on the planet?
Or it's having a ship that could fly under the radar of having all of the security codes, markings, and engine registry of a security patrol vessel that may or may not have been lost into pirates.
You know what? Who might actually really like this ship? Ooh, there's a shipjacker. His name's Hoan Rikil. HoanRikil. He's been looking for a way into the starport to look for bigger things, and this might just be right up his alley.
I think you just
Where-
upped your price point.
Where can I find Mr. 50,000? I mean, Honan Pork, whatever his name was.
Pretty cool.
He gives you like an address of another cantina that's like away, like across town.
That
He's like,
sounds.
listen, we can't protect you over there, so like whatever.
I tossed.
Oh,
my
actually,
glass-
you know what? He goes, well, I wish we could have asked him because he points at the dead human. He's like, works for that guy.
I walk
Or-
over to the remnants of the dead human and be like, "Do you want to buy a ship?" I don't think he wants to buy a ship, guys. And as we're walking out, I in a deaf behind the back toss my empty glass to the bartender and start making my way over to the cantina that may or may not murder us.
Go with
Okay.
them.
All right, nothing happens. You guys get there just fine. You walk in. There's a couple patrons. There's a serving droid. A lot of serving droids around. What are you doing, G Unit? I'm just curious.
G's pretty desperate to get off the planet, so
Okay.
I don't think I'm going on a side trip. I think I'm going back to the hangar whenever we gather there.
All
She's
right.
plugged into an outlet. She's recharging.
Yeah, pretty much.
Don't wake
So-
up.
I need to
Don't
find an
emergency
outlet to go
like
plug
death,
into.
like death.
What was that, Terry? Sorry.
I said I need to find an outlet to go plug into. I am.
I think we're getting to the end here.
She walks around the bar. And I could just see her looking and be like, "Damn it, these are all AC."
All right, you get to the bar. What do you do?
I walk into the bar.
I'm gonna go up to one of the serving droids and ask for Mr. Reekle.
He goes, "Oh, sir, I wish I could. Mr. Rico left on a job about a day ago. We aren't sure when he's going to be returning."
But where is he really?
The droid was like, "Serious, honestly, sorry, I don't know."
I'm gonna look around. Is there anything besides this tin can to tell me where one Mr. Reekle is?
Kind of, the droid just kind of looks around with his hands up, like, I don't know what. Like, he's not here, sir. Like,
I have been shot 3 times today. I'm looking for Mr. Reekle.
all right. Back door opens. Human comes out, like, just kind of like wondering what the commotion's going on. He's like, "What?"
Are you Hunan Reekle?
He's like, "Hey, I'm not. I'm much prettier than Hunan." Or yeah, I'm much
Well-
prettier than Hoenn. What do you need him for?
Well, as pretty as you are, you're not my type. My question is, are you richer than Hunan Reekle?
Might be. Why?
Because my associate and I here have stumbled across a craft that we've been led to believe might be of interest to you and Mr. Hunan Province.
What kind of crap?
The formerly belonging to station security craft.
What, like a patrol vessel?
It might have been known as that once.
He's like, damn, 2 in 1 week. Hoenn stole a patrol vessel not 2 days ago for another job. I bet you he would like to get his hands on another one.
2 days ago.
Well, it seems like we are at a fortuitous moment then, my friend.
I mean, I don't
Meanwhile,
have much.
all the patrons are like,
I gotta wait till he's back though. I don't have access to the accounts. How much you looking to get for it?
Well, normally I would say with a craft of that nature, I think a fair finder's fee would be in the 50,000 range, but we got to be off planet right quick, and we're willing to take a significant discount for expediency.
I mean, there ain't no way in hell I have access to that kind of cash. I mean, all I have access to is the petty cash for the bar. That's like, 5,000 credits.
And we'll take those 5,000 credits. And what about the safe that's in the back?
There's no safe in the back. Only a fool would keep their fucking valuables in the back of a bar.
There's always a safe in the back.
No, not something I have access to. Maybe when Hoenn gets back. I mean, if you want, I can give you the 5,000 now. You give me access. You give me the ship, and I'm sure Hoenn will give you the other 45 when he gets back. And he's kind of like, no, you won't.
So I didn't buy a comlink. So I look over at Doggo and I think, what do you think, my friend? 5,000 sound about right to get us off the planet?
Doggo's kicking himself because it's dawning that Hunan's dead. And we killed him. And this is probably the same fucking ship that he stole. And he's just like, five grand sounds like a really fair deal when you actually think about it.
You can buy a whole lot of sky with 5,000 credits. All right, sir, we will take your 5,000 credits.
Like, all right, where's the ship?
It's in Docking Bay AA-23 Bravo.
He just kind of blinks at you for a second.
It's the one on the left.
Which spaceport?
That one. And I point like vaguely off in the distance.
Wait, I'm confused. Are you hiring us to steal the ship?
No, it's been pre-stolen. The ship's stolen.
Yeah.
We have the access codes to it, which will, if you give us the comm frequency, we'll give to Mr. Hunan Pork and let him take the ship at his leisure.
So technically, you have a hotwired ship. You don't have the access codes to it.
They don't know that.
Right. So he's like, okay, I want you to make.
So have you ever heard about
A deception check.
hiding things in plain sight?
I want you to make a deception check to make him believe that you actually have ownership of the ship.
I wish
Right.
It's going to be opposed by, what is it? Deception is opposed by is cool, I think. If I'm wrong on that, somebody tell me.
Sure, that sounds. I have no idea.
I gotta find out what is cool is though. So
It's not as cool as we are.
Yeah.
Doggo, what's your?
Each other.
Teresa, we're gonna have a camp. We're gonna
3
roast
green.
marshmallows.
You're
It'll be
okay,
awesome.
I'm
love
3
marshmallows.
green also. So I think we're gonna flip a destiny point to
okay.
either upgrade our ability or downgrade theirs. I don't know what the statistics say on which is smarter. So once you tell me it's
yours.
cool, then I guess we'll know.
His cool is his roll is gonna be 1 yellow, 1 green.
So
Downgrade.
let's downgrade his to 2 green.
Okay.
So that in the opposed. So the opposed. Are you going to roll the opposed, or would I just roll 2?
No, just roll
2.
roll 2 purple. It's fine.
2 purple. Okay.
Yeah, 1 red, 1 purple is what I meant to say. My bad.
And can we add a blue because Doggo's helping me?
Do you
That's like
both have
charade.
do you both have a rank in it?
We are both equal in no ranks in it.
Yep.
Yes, then you get a blue.
Blue. And then purple.
Good luck, fellas.
All right, here we go. Big money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. Boom!
Hey, Lamau. We
So
just
he's like-
robbed this bar.
He's like, okay. He kind of just shakes his head like you know what? This is so absurd. It must be true.
This is so upsetting.
Like nobody would make this shit up at all. And he's like, okay. So are you gonna go with me to kind of transfer ownership, or like how are we gonna do this?
Well, we didn't sell it to you. We sold it to Mr. Hunan.
Yep. We'll have to meet him at a later date.
We'll give
Okay.
you the access codes we have in the docking slip that we have for it, but ownership's got to go through him. And I mean, and I look at a watch that doesn't exist and be like, we gotta go. Like we're the planet. We got a job on Solus that we were supposed to be at yesterday.
And he goes, oh, really? Oh, okay. All right, hold on. And he goes and he starts like fucking around behind the bar, like opening up the fucking cash register, pulling fucking credit chips out. He's like, oh shit, hold on. All right, and he like hands up, like throws down a stack of fucking credit chips on the fucking counter. He's like here. What's the access code?
It's 1A, 2B, 3C, destruct.
Fucking starts writing this shit down on a data pad. He's like, okay. Well, what docking pad?
22 Charlie Bravo 36 Alpha.
He goes, okay. And he's like, and like, wait, is
The
it
one
did
to
you
the
guys
left.
paint it? Or like,
the-
how do they not
to
know
the
that
left.
it's their own ship?
We are that good at what we do.
I want you to roll a charm check.
I'm like the least charming person on the planet. Against
Well,
what difficulty?
But you're not trying to deceive him. You actually believe you are that good, therefore it's a charm check. Difficulty is going to be
Is there like an actuality roll I can do? Because I don't believe that I am that good. I am.
2 fucking red.
Oh, jeez.
Where the hell is my charm? Oh, this is. I look at Doggo and under my breath I go, "Get ready to grab the chips and run." So it's 2 red. You said, right?
2 red, yes.
Let's see how this goes against my 1 green.
God.
Okay, here we go. Big money, no whammies.
Okay.
We have an advantage.
How would you like to spend that advantage?
I would like to How do I want to spend that advantage? Is there any possibility that I could spend the advantage to, like, look behind him, look really shocked, and see if I can get him to turn around?
All right. So, as you say, because we're that good, it starts to dawn on him that you are taking him for a complete fucking fool. And his brow starts to he's like, his hands are still on the money. Like, he's got it. He's like, but wait. And then you said that. He's just like, wait a minute. And you literally just look at him, point over his shoulder, and say, watch out. And he takes his hands off the money and turns around. It's just a fucking wall. There's nothing behind him. There's no other side of the bar. It's literally just 6 inches in a wall. But it gives you enough time to grab the cash and bolt for the door.
Cheese it! And I can grab it. And start
Just running.
I want you both to make an athletics check.
I can't believe that worked.
Against
It hasn't
two
yet.
purple.
He turned around.
Against two purple to try to vault the tables on the way to the door.
Oh no.
Hold on.
I gotta do roll.
Oh no.
Oh!
Actually, what I'm going to say is I'm going to let you re-roll that because I want you to. We're going to say you did it two different ways. Doggo bull rushed it, and you are going to jump, parkour it. So I want you to make a coordination check. It'd be a little bit easier on you.
It's significantly easier on me because I am a very coordinated person. I'm
All right, well,
apparently
hold
not
on.
athletic at all.
Hold on. Don't roll it.
No, I flipped it. Damn it! You beat me to it. So it's one purple, one red.
Yep.
Was that against me also? Because I
No,
rolled
no,
already.
No, you're
You're
a
fine.
champ.
You're good. Flipping tables
I'm
and
so
everything with a
fucking
pinky
happy
finger.
now. God damn it! All right. So
I hop over that thing like my name is Harry Dresden, coat
All right.
billowing in the distance.
as he turns around, Doggo turns and just bull rushes, grabs half the money, and bull rushes towards the door, sending tables, chairs, patrons, droids, whatever, flying. Dice, you grab the other half of the money, and as you turn around, you vault the first table, and one of the chairs that Doggo has sent at toward in your direction, you literally bullfighter it with your cloak and scream parkour as you vault off the table towards the door. You both make it out safely. His whole crew's dead, so he's not going to fucking chase two guys down in the fucking street. I don't know why you ran anyway. Just could have just shot him and taken his money. First time y'all didn't shoot the guy and take his money.
We just took it.
We're trying to turn over a new leaf.
Yeah.
I don't mind him being mad at me for robbing him, but you kill a guy, you got to carry that around with you.
By the way,
'Cause
somebody in my chat just said he loves the Dresden reference, and that makes me super happy.
Because I feel like Dice, as he's running away, he's thinking back to the story he heard a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away about some poor clerk that got shot in the back, and he has not heard the end of it since then. So he tries to avoid shooting bartenders and clerks if he can.
Okay. At this point, everyone's going to be meeting, barring anybody else having any pressing business on this planet. Everybody is going to meet up back at the ship. You guys are going to board the ship. You're going to take off in the ship. Does anybody want to do anything on the ship before we leave the system? Or you try to leave?
Before we leave the system, and we can do this. I can do this offline. There is a little bit of shopping in. Before
Is
Okay.
there a
we can just say
very-
I did it.
somewhere on the ship that I can curl it up in?
I also think it might be fair that we, because everybody took part in the acquiring of our fire spray ship, so I think we might split those 5,000 credits amongst the group, or at least I'm going to split my half amongst the group. I don't know what Doggo's feeling like.
Doggo's thinking about all the cards he can get with us. Collectibles.
Oh,
So-
speaking of, do you want to? Yeah.
So I have a thing for you when we get on the ship. On my dash of my starship, I had a Size Noodles bobblehead.
Let's go.
My mom is a huge fan, and so I thought that you would like it, and I bring it to you as a gift since you got shot, and I feel real bad for you.
Makes me
Aw.
feel bad. I split my money with others also now.
That's that'll be 833 to each person.
All right.
But yeah, congratulations on that. Yeah, we can handle anything that you guys want to do as far as shopping that happened prior, that kind of thing, prior to getting on board, that kind of stuff. That's fine. We can do that off.
I mean,
cycle
if
or
you
whatever.
just want to say like we spend a night or whatever, that's probably fine too. We don't have to like take off from the ship right away, do we?
I mean, I think
Um,
spending the night while we are on the ship, not under the potential assassination of Grand Moff Lightbringer, there we might want to do that.
Well, I do need to ask: do you allow them to load the cargo bound for Sullust on board the ship?
I mean,
We're gonna have to.
Kind of have to, or he's gonna shoot us down when we try to leave orbit.
he's sure gonna try.
It is a luxury yacht.
See,
That is
That
a
is-
Star
I
Destroyer.
feel-
That is
I feel
very,
like
very
all of you
low on the
folks-
luxury part.
Okay, first
Wait,
of
wait.
all,
It is
how
a
dare
Star
you?
Destroyer, not a
Second of-
cruiser, right?
Yeah.
See, you guys keep looking at this ship for what it is or what it can do. You're not looking at it for what it represents.
Oh no! Look, I totally get it. Freedom, skies, wonderful. Yes, that's all well and good. You know what Star Destroyers have that your luxury yacht does not? Weapons.
You know what the luxury yacht has that the Star Destroyer doesn't have?
A
If you
fucking
say
spa.
hot tub, if you say
Really
hot
low
tub,
to the ground,
You say hot
and a
tub?
hot tub. And I
I
appreciate
know
I
the hot
appreciate
tub
that all
is
of your
there.
heads went to the hot tub, and all of you free rent for a month. Now, but since we're talking about this, there's one Star Destroyer, and there's a planet. You can escape the system because space is 3-dimensional.
I mean,
We
there's
put a
Did
also
you
planet-
see that he said Admiral,
72 TIE
right?
fighters. Just,
You heard
Like-
that he said Admiral, right? Like that's not one
I mean, he
Star
can call
Destroyer
himself
up there.
Grand Admiral Diet Cola for all I care. That's not going to
Jesus
change the
Christ.
equation at all.
It does. It does.
Um,
It changes the number of
Okay,
ships
fine.
up there.
We let him put the cargo on our ship. What I'm gonna say to you is, I will blow the ship up before I landed on Sullust.
Listen, we can have that talk in hyperspace, but let's just play along for now.
that's kind of what I wanted to get to. Is like, it's
All right, so we
I'll tell you what the cargo
I
is
give the
later.
cargo bay code to Dockmaster.
We can have open up session once we get into hyperspace, but I want to get to hyperspace and have him not shoot us down.
Okay. In that case, you guys all file in. Cargo bay's full. You take off, and it doesn't matter where. Like at this point, this is where we're going to end it because we haven't decided where we're going yet. But you guys are taking off, and you're leaving Arcanus.
Yep.
That being said, I'm going to pop my stream offline. Thank you guys for watching, and everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be back very soon. Keep an eye on my Gilded and everybody else's Gilded and Discords and various things for that to know when. Let's do another shout out for Infinite Power
I'm
Media.
gonna hang out for a little bit. And
Yeah, same. If everyone could hang out for just a second, that would be great. Confetti.
one
Ninja.
Mississippi.
Those are some other players. Please follow them. Please let's show them some love. You guys are amazing, and I will see you all next time.